Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Hump Day here on Hoop Spaces and wherever you are. Thank you for giving us any amount of your time. We are appreciative. Um, Bittersweet day. Families going back home, the end of the 4th of July holiday. My son has to go back to doing his regular work. But good news today that makes it a great day. I will be on the Brother from Another show on Peacock TV today. I'll be going in sometime around 3:20, 3:25. So check us out on Peacock if you have it. If not, don't worry. They'll have the episode and cuts up on YouTube, and I'm sure I'll be able to get that up on our YouTube channel as well. So shout out to Michael Smith and Michael Holly, and shout out to Nat Fluential and the Hoopstresses doing the takeover of Brother from Another this week and allowing me to be a guest. So really grateful and thankful today. In fact, one of the pillars that I teach my son is you have to believe in tenacity and gratitude. They go hand in hand because being gracious is a full-time job and it's hard because oftentimes you have to admit that you need help, and that's what part of this graciousness and gratitude is. And the tenacity is the consistency to be able to follow through. That's really all it's about. So 1 year in, yesterday being our 1 year anniversary, had the confirmation doing big things here, and I want to thank all of you, the listeners and the content creators, to help who's helped me build this community here on Twitter Spaces. It's been one hell of a ride, and I've been so appreciative of all of you. With that, the show card's already up, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you coming in. You know what I'm going to ask you to do. If you haven't done so already, please like and retweet. There's also three polls out, players playing in Summer League. We can get more player polls if you want. These three people caught my eye for various reasons, so that's why I did it. Also, if you could and leave a remark about what your thoughts are about Kevin Durant being traded to the Toronto Raptors, because me personally, I wanted to remind everybody that today is a great day to not trade Kevin Durant to the Toronto Raptors. So that's what we got. If you want a mic, go ahead and request it. Hit that like and retweet. If you haven't yet, you can go over to our YouTube channel and start the subscribing process there by clicking. I'll get that tweet up there later on with a reminder because we're going to get a lot of our content on that channel. So the likes of The Rewind or Dimes Bank might be more readily accessible to you because maybe you're working or you're actually in transit. And I really think you guys will be amazed by the content that the likes of Dime Dropper and Malika put out, as well as having copies of 77 Spaces, Raptors Spaces, and all of the other team spaces that we will be building out, as well as Madhouse on Madison. Also, if you have an extra 30 seconds sometime in your day, just put hoopspaces.com in your bookmarks or your web pages. So that way, once it goes up and running, you already have it stored for you because we'll be putting in our aggregate news site and then our own individual, let's say, community contributors. They'll have a place. So if you want to write, if you want to get more eyes on what you're already doing, we'll be able to get that there as well. So we can have community shared news and opinion uh, in a reading format as well. That would be better than Reddit because man, I Reddit is NBA Reddit is something else. It's like they took the worst of Twitter and the worst of Instagram and they put it into words. And I don't know about you, I am a lover of words. So like when I go on to NBA Reddit, I get like in a very, very dark mood. All right, I got some shout outs to give down below. Shout out to Show Killer Bonkai, 808s and Snack Breaks is in the building. Malika Walker of the Rewind and Hoopstresses. Saint from Nets Kingdom. I see Poppy Chulo from 77 Spaces. And I see some Raptors fans. You know, shout out Santa Rosa, shout out Afisha. I'm sorry that the rest of the league is in agreement with me. It is a great day to not trade Kevin Durant. to the Toronto Raptors. We also have summer league games to get to, WNBA to get to, and that's about it. So I'm going to hit this button to play some music, and I'll be back in about 30 seconds. All right, so we're going to go ahead and keep our usual format here. We're going to open up with the W. Two games last night. The Seattle Storm took on the Indiana Fever in Indianapolis, and I have to say, one of the things that irritates me about the WNBA is the arenas that they play in. The Indiana Fever themselves have already had to use three different facilities, including Gainbridge Fieldhouse, the State Pavilion Fairgrounds, and Hinkle Fieldhouse at Butler University. I'd very much rather have them have their own arena if they're not going to be able to use the Pacers arena full time. I don't think it's really fair to force them to have to move to different locations. It's almost as if they have to play road games at home. But they also are a young team hopping into a rebuild. If you were here in the beginning of the season, you heard me complain. They drafted, 9 rookies. They ended up having a roster of 22 women, and you can only have 12 spots. Last night, the Seattle Storm behind Brianna Stewart and Jewel Lloyd really just dominated the Indiana Fever. They were able to basically score at will. Every starter had a double digit plus minus. It was so bad that Sue Bird in 23 minutes went 1 for 7 and still had a plus 19 in the box score. I don't know why she's not getting a lot of run, but every time Destiny Henderson seems to get on the floor, good things happen. They play at a higher pace, but she only got 13 minutes. I find it frustrating. She had 4 points off the bench. Kelsey Mitchell, 21 in another phenomenal performance. And it kind of reminds me, if anybody remembers the Michael Redd days in Milwaukee, when Michael Redd was literally the only offensive player, surrounded by a whole bunch of young players and, defensive minded people. Um, Also, last night, I actually caught part of this one this morning. The Dallas Wings handled the Utah Jazz of the WNBA, aka the Connecticut Sun, 82-71, ladies and gentlemen. And I tell you, it's kind of funny. Nothing Connecticut did, at least from what I saw, really looked good, other than one player who played 40 minutes and was increasingly frustrated as the game went on, and that's Courtney Williams. Phenomenal performance last night, so we want to give her a shout out. 25 points, 6 boards, and 3 assists. More importantly, 12 for 17 from the floor, and she could go, she could get to the rim anytime she wanted to. But it was a team game this time for Dallas. They had 5 players in double figures, led by Erica. She had 20, and just a consistent offensive pressure last night for the Wings, which, you know what, they needed, pulling up to 500 again. If you remember yesterday, we had a poll if they were going to make the playoffs. So with that, we have 808s and snack breaks up here. YC, Jayceon is up here. Just quick, guys, about the W last night, because we got plenty of Summer League and plenty of rumors and innuendo to get to in the NBA.
I agree, but I don't think those innuendos or summer league honestly is more exciting than the W action last night. Considering I've been saying all season that the Connecticut Sun simply refused to play through their MVP and Jonquil Jones, and you see that happen last night. Shout out to Courtney. She had 25 points. Great game. Don't get me wrong, but those 25 points obviously did not lead them to victory against a Dallas Wings team that honestly should not have been in that game. You look at Connecticut, you look at the players, you look at the roster, you look at the coaching staff. We've been saying this all season. You look at who they are. they should be able to win these games. They're simply not. They're not.
Yeah, no, I agree. Depth wise, they're better, and they don't play through their MVP, and they don't play through their second best player either, right? Like I know Williams scored 25, but it just seems as though that the second best player tends to be one of the forwards, either Bonner or Thomas, and when they go in conjunction with Jacquel Jones, Connecticut seems to be unstoppable. But last night, like they couldn't do anything. They want to combine 9 for 25, right? Like
It yeah, it doesn't help when DeWanda's going 3 for 10 and she scores 11 points on 10 shots, or when AT goes off one game and then like the other day last night 4 points. I think she was like only took 5 shots the entire game, and like again, we've been saying this the entire season. This team has the talent and everything else to be honestly, to be championship contenders. I don't know
can
what
I
needs to.
just
Go ahead, Jason.
what's good? This is YC. This is my other account. Let me
Yeah, I
tell you
definitely
why.
forgot that.
First and foremost, shout out to the hosts, the speakers, and the listeners. Um, I watched the Seattle Storm game versus the Indiana Fever, and I was confused because I watched the Seattle Storm like stumble into a victory. It wasn't pretty basketball. Sue Bird went 1 for 7. Um, she went 0 for 5 from three. Like she just could not find a bucket yesterday. Brianna Stewart, who is like starting to look like a tried and true player, went like 4 for 12 last night. Didn't hit a single three. I don't think. I think the only people that scored 3 pointers were like I think off the bench. I don't think anybody. Oh, you had who's the other guard? Jewel. I think she had a couple threes. I think she had the most threes for the team.
She was the only
If I'm
one.
being honest.
4 for 10.
Like she, you know what I'm saying? And I'm cool with, put out your best effort. But to see them just clank over no 6 for 24 from the three, they shot 48% from the field, 25% from the 3 point line. Like it was bad, and they still were able to beat the Fever. If I'm Indiana's coach, I'm wondering like how in the hell did I allow Brianna Stewart and Sue Bird to have terrible games, terrible games. Even what's the girl's name? Jantel Lavender came off the bench, had a terrible game, and they still couldn't get a victory. Like, it was just that bad. It's like, I think that Indiana has a tall task ahead of them in terms of what they're going to do with this roster. I'm cool with the Seattle win. I just feel like this is a game where, as they're sitting on the plane or they're on the bus or wherever they are, they really got to sit down and say to themselves, like, we didn't deserve to win. There were certain parts of this game where we just looked like we were the inferior team, but everybody was still like in the plus, super plus positive numbers. So like, Indiana just did not do what they need to do. Like they had food on their table and they just didn't eat.
I think they did what they're going through is a byproduct of the failed design, right? They wanted to get a fresh restart, young bodies, and like they went with the idea we'll keep a couple of people we had and we'll center around one vet. So you have a whole bunch of women who are trying to learn the professional game while also, contributing with a second coach who's an interim coach without a veteran laden team. Like I don't see how you succeed with that.
And
That's
you
just
know what? Yeah, and I think there's a big overhaul that needs to happen. There's a major overhaul that needs to happen from roster, all from top to bottom. I don't see it. You don't look at this Indiana Fever team and you don't get afraid at all. Like you look at their schedule and you look and you wonder like, how did you guys even win the 3 home games that you guys won? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it looks like. It's just bad.
well, I can't see the games because I'm blacked out.
Another one of my biggest issues with Indiana is the fact that, like, I just looked it up. I was looking at Destiny and Kelsey's minutes. They've only played a combined 48 minutes this entire season on the court together. 48. You got one of the most dynamic guards in the WNBA. My bad. And you also got one of the most flashiest young guards. Also, you just picked up in the draft. Why are you not playing them together? I've seen them play together those other 48 minutes. I looked it up before on YouTube. They played well. One of the best assist to turnover ratio backcourts in the W. Again, why they're not playing together?
I don't know because I have yet to see a Fever game because they black out every Fever game here. I'll be going to one of the home games coming up soon, so I'll see it in person. Um, I don't know. I really don't. Malika, what are your thoughts?
I just remember when Catch left, I think it was early this year when she left the position. I was like, okay, what are they coming with? Like, what's next? So when they actually put the rookies, and you just kept going on and on about how many rookies they had, I was I was like, okay, is this tank season for Leah? Like, what is the goal? I mean, in some games they were competitive, more competitive than I was expecting, but last night was not it. Brianna and Sue were. I mean, Sue Bird. I feel like, yeah, but Brianna Stewart. Um, for her to have an off game like that, um, and that's like KD having an off game, and you don't take advantage of it. Like, you can't just let that happen. So I mean, I think it is what it is. You called it at the beginning of the season. And we're also getting into the point of the season. I was thinking about this 808s where, vets, where if you're a rookie and you're playing, you have vets who are in this who are, may hit that next gear to make sure that they're competitive so they can hit the playoffs. And if you're rookie, some rookies, I don't know. Like I feel like sometimes rookies are not, sometimes you see some drop off by this point.
Yeah, that wall, the rookie wall is real. Like you have to respect it.
And
But
unfortunately for Ryan Howard, the Atlanta Dream imposed that on her.
You know what else though? I have to say this, and I'm gonna sound like the old man yelling at clouds. Um, why did what's her name, Gray and Ogunbowale, on the Dallas Wings? Why did they play 35 minutes last night? Why is the minutes disparity so bad? Like it's god awful. Like,
be
um,
they're trying to ram this three guard lineup down everybody's throat, so they're giving them time to try to build the cohesion before playoffs.
which I get, right? I do understand, but you don't want to force it by making them play all three of them play 30 plus minutes, because what ends up happening is they start to get gassed towards the end of the season, and when playoff times come, you don't want them to peak right before the playoffs and then they start to decline into the playoffs. You want them to peak after they've gotten successfully into the playoffs. You want them to continue their linear increase. You don't want to see a decline, and I foresee a terrible decline about to happen. Like, you
Well, I think
know,
it's going to be a decline to happen anyway.
yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And then like they're forcing up shots. Dallas went 6 for 26 from the three last night. And they were forcing up shots. Like it wasn't like the game was coming to them. It's almost as if they're really sitting here like we have to make this work, and like we have to make it work now. So to hell with everything else. Let's just get these three guard lineup out here. We'll give our forwards 15, 16 minutes. You have one center that played 26 minutes. You have one forward that played 19 minutes. The other forwards played 13 minutes. Like, and then you've got guards that are literally playing like all game. Like 35 minutes is a little bit too much. Like I could understand 31, maybe 29 minutes, but like this is going to go crazy if they're going to continue to play them with logging these type of minutes going into the playoffs. It's not going to look good.
Well, I think they probably think that if they don't do it, they don't make the playoffs. That's I think the catch-22 that they find themselves in. 808s, what
And
do
I'll
you?
say, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Malika.
I was gonna say, I say it again, with the talent that Dallas has. I mean, they shouldn't be struggling like they are. Like I know that yesterday 808, you said you think Enrique is to the ceiling, like in terms of, like what else she can. I think Enrique can hit another gear. Like if she just, I don't know what it is, but with their talent that they have on that roster, I mean, you have Alicia, you have Enrique, you have Satu. I mean, what is the problem?
They don't have a consistent guard play off the bench.
I don't even really think it's that. I think, like I said the other day, Enrique has been top three, top two, top one in the W in usage the last 3 to 4 years. I don't know what's going on, but get the ball out of her hands. I like to see Alicia Gray making more decisions on offense. Honestly, like I think that could be the way to go. But like I said the other day, VJ, her days in Dallas are numbered, man.
And I like Enrique's game, right? I've been watching her since about 2019, 2018. She came to the league in 2019. I think she was the fifth pick or fourth or fifth pick or something like that. And I knew she was going to be special. You have somebody who has that 5'8", 160, 155-ish frame who's able to really do the brunt of whatever needs to be done. I mean, she can get boards if she needs to get boards. She can get the assists. She can play defense. She can score. I'm not going to say at will, but she definitely has the moves to put it together to get to the basket where she needs to. So it's like running a three guard set with Enrique is not helping her. If anything, it's kind of stunting her. And she went 6 for 15 last night because while she couldn't find the groove of her own shot, nobody else around her could find the groove of their shot either. So it's like that's a terrible thing to have a three guard set out there when if I were coaching, it would definitely be just two guard set, two forwards, a center, or two guard sets, three centers. We'd run the 4-on-1 in, and I'd let Enrique just pick apart and pick and choose what she wants to do. Like whatever the defense gives her, go ahead, make something out of that. But to force this three guard system, now you've got two other people who they want to bring the ball up, they want to facilitate, they want to play make, they want to. It's too many hands in the pot, and we know how dinners taste when you got too many hands in one pot.
Go ahead and
I
hop.
agree. When it comes to Enrique, though, as far as volume from the 3 point line, she's one of the better shooters in the league. I think she's taking like 9 attempts on like 38%. Like, I would love to see it off of some pin downs, like her coming off some actions where she's not initiating the offense. Like, I don't know what type of coach is going to take to get that out there, but Dallas is supposed to be better than 10 and 12, man. This is a better than 10 and 10 and 12 team. And it's kind of sad that it's come this long this season, the fact that they're this bad, and the record doesn't reflect it.
I thought this season it would, we will see them clicking. We will see, you had Alicia have that run with the Olympics doing her thing. And Enrique, also works on her skills when she plays overseas. Like she plays overseas, and Satu always does her thing when she plays overseas, and then they come back here. I mean, is it the fact that Enrique and Alicia didn't play all year last year, but like in the off season, because I remember seeing some, her and Asia,
Mm.
their conversations on Instagram. But Enrique and Satu did. They played overseas. Like, is it when they get to the W, is a little wear and tear for them? Like, I'm wondering about that.
I mean, I don't know, Malika. I mean, I know every team is different, but if you look at Connecticut, when they lost Jasmine Thomas when she blew her ACL, I think, like, AT and Courtney and the guards of Connecticut didn't really lose that much of a step as far as, their output on the game. But, if that's the case, why it's not the same trend in Dallas?
Danny, hop in here.
The problem is, good morning, everyone. And I've never understood this when they drafted all those guards in the beginning. Um, I'm not quite sure why Harris doesn't control the offense like she controlled the offense in South Carolina. How Dawn implored her to dictate how the ball goes and who the ball goes to. Because when she's a great game manager and she understands how to get people to move and go and stuff like that. But I think the problem is Enrique thinks she's the alpha. She really isn't. I think she has plateaued. Her game has gone as far as has gone, and she almost got blinders on when she doesn't realize she has other good players around her. I saw that tweet that Izzy put out, that's apparently, or somebody put out of Izzy talking, and it was eventually deleted, about how they don't get plays called for them. It's okay for you to get your shots, but sometimes you got to let other people get their rhythm. If you're just jacking up threes and nobody's aware of it, or you just shooting blindly, because I didn't even bother to watch that game, uh, but um, but just looking at them in the past, and not even this year, last year, I've always thought that that was the problem. Um, I'm not quite sure what Vicky is calling, or why she doesn't implore Harris to take control of that team and control the game and dictate who gets the ball. Because her and Alicia play together in South Carolina. They know how to work with each other. They understand how to get it to the big person. And they had Asia. Rocks, take it outside. So I don't know. Excuse me. Sorry, y'all, about that. But at the end of the day, it's frustrating with them. Sometimes I just don't know why.
Once
Why?
again, Danny, once again.
You can tell those dogs try pet food other than
Huh?
cereal.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that again?
No, go ahead. I was just saying we could tell that you feed your dogs dry pet food, otherwise known as cereal.
No, I feed them wet and dry food, both of them,
Oh,
sir. And I
boy.
don't give them cereal.
Right.
My dog eat very well. I don't give them as much dry food as I give them a little bit, half and half or 1/4, whatever. Anyway,
While y'all talk about dog food, can we send a smoke signal to Dallas and like get Charlie Collier some minutes? Because like to be a number
That
one
was
overall
my
pick,
next thing.
this is
What
some
is going
bullshit.
on with that? Thank you. I was going down that road next to Roxy started barking. Yeah. I mean, what happened to Charlie Collier? She not hurt. Why is she? I mean, she could play. It's like you're right. Vicky might get fired after this. I don't know what's going on. Um, Vicky came from Bill Laimbeer's system. He always talked about giving to the big girl first. I'm not exactly quite sure. Oh God, they make me want to drink sometimes, and I do drink.
This is called being a fan of the W since the inception.
Oh my God. It's just
want them.
frustrating to see how they play. Anyway, I'm just, oh God. And one more thing before I get off of this 2K, stop putting that damn Sue Bird and that damn Donna Taurasi on there. It's more people who play in the W. You could have put Candace. You could have put Shanquell, who's MVP. You could have put Asia. Why don't two
They,
hosts have to be up there? I'm sorry.
you think they could probably get one player from every team, right, and rotate them out on a phased basis?
It's only 12 teams. Like, come on,
even
man.
put
Exactly,
Swoops,
right?
or do like the legend one, Swoops or Coop or a Leslie. You could put.
I just said that.
On there.
Well,
I
I
just retweeted that and said that it would have been great. I mean, my thing is, would have been great to see Sylvia Fowles get some love on here too. Like since she is retiring,
well,
I'm just tired of the Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird. I mean, they need to start promoting new faces in the league. And I understand Sue Bird is retiring.
it's not.
Yeah,
It's a business thing. Like
I know that, Chris. I'm tired of it. There are other players.
Well, yeah, except that they're not going to garner the largest amount of impact. Like the idea is
that's not necessarily true though, Chris.
Well, no, that's well. Let me explain and why I'm
keep
saying
pushing them as face of the league, and I'm tired. There's other play. I'm tired of it.
Not the continue of pushing them as the face of the league. It's the continuance of pushing a baseline amount of revenue coming back. There's a difference, right? Like my issue with 2K is if you're going to be a proponent of spreading the league, then you should understand you're going to take the L in the beginning and then spread the league first. Then you can work back to do these more individualistic deals, because this is all negotiated. This is all individually negotiated. These players are compensated for their nil, right? So if I'm 2K and I want to be a proponent of the W, then I want to make sure that all players worth being seen are somehow being seen in 2K. And that makes 2K have to spend more money. Like, that's just the truth. But I think it's worth it. They might not, and that's why they do it this way, because it's already linear for them. They've already established it through their NBA pathway. That's all. Like, I don't agree with it. I'm just trying to give you a baseline of why they're doing it. It's not just having them as the face of the league.
They're trying to compensate. Is compensate the right word? Anyway, my mind is foggy this morning. They just look. We done told them. I don't know how many different ways WNBA people fans have told them. No, we don't want them hoes. Okay, respectively. I don't want them no more.
I mean,
other people might be listening quick. I'm sorry. This is just so passionate for me. There's so many other people you could put on there who are dominating. Neither
I,
one of these tricks are even Diane her behind even make her big ass feet did not even make the All-Star team. Okay.
I'm not disagreeing. I just want to move it away. Like
I'm sorry.
when we talk about 2K, I want to move it away as 2K pushing them as face of the league, and move it more towards what it really is for 2K, which is a business thing. Like the league itself does a bad enough job. We can all agree to that, right? Like I don't think anybody
Yes.
here is.
Chris, listen, man. I get where you're coming from as far as the whole marketability like section of this, but it's false. It's false. You can't tell me with a straight face that they think that Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi is going to garner more attention and more buys than some of the other faces that aren't white in the WNBA. I'm just not going with it, man.
Oh, absolutely.
I can tell you that with a straight face.
I can, yeah. Like it ain't hard, man. Like that.
And so I just want to. I'm going to bring in a different perspective. I'm going to just talk about NBA and the way it's marketed at ESPN. And when you're on these spaces, you hear a lot about all this Luka propaganda. They're pushing Luka, or all this Ja propaganda. They're pushing Ja, or everybody feels like ESPN is pushing different players, trying to quote unquote make them stars. And what I'll say is like that's not inaccurate. Like the ESPN and the NBA actively try to push other players to make them must-see attractions, to make them so that when that game is on national television, you'll turn it on no matter what, just because that person is playing. But the only people, as of right now, and for the last 4 years that I've been kind of like working with the NBA and ESPN, putting together the program, the pregame show, our NBA shows, our NBA broadcasts, the only people that actually do that are LeBron and Steph Curry. That's it. And that's with years and years of pushing different players, different rivalries, KD, Russ, whatever, Dame, whoever might be exciting, whoever might be Zion. Like, there's only two people that actually move the needle. There's only two people that are considered like instantly bankable and like recognizable to like beyond the hardcore NBA fan who I'll watch anything. And so I can't speak to 2K. I haven't been in the room. I can't speak to the WNBA's plan on that. I only know because there are some people who cross over. The line of thinking is that you take the most recognizable people, and that's what draws the audience. And so on top of the fact that it's their final year, and I know there's a lot of fatigue among hardcore fans, which is not unlike, to me, the Kobe Bryant farewell tour, where people were like kind of sick of Kobe. Now it's not polite to say that for obvious reasons, but in time.
But Nick, respectfully,
people were sick of Kobe, and we're sick of the goodbye tour, and that makes sense. People who are hardcore fans want to watch teams that are good, that are successful, want to watch the stars that are either upcoming or established, not fading. Like they were sick of it, and they were right to be sick of it. But from an overarching business perspective, I think that's kind of the thought process. I can't speak, like I said, I can't speak to it. I can only draw the parallel of ESPN, but like that's it. LeBron.
I mean, I appreciate it, but you say you're not speaking to it, but you're still trying to. We want to talk about the NBA. We talk about the W aspect of it. It's two different things, man.
Well, it's two different things in one way and one way only. In the end, it's still about the business aspect for 2K. That's why I said my issue is if you're going to say you want to be a proponent for the league, then you have to show that you're a proponent for the league. Putting Sue Bird and DT up there is not a proponent of the league. It's a proponent of marketing. That's all Nick is saying. So, like, we're agreeing with you. We're just saying that the argument is actually in a different place. But, like, morally, we're here with you. We're just trying to tell you this is more likely what the determining factor is.
Yeah, and I'm not arguing right or wrong. Like, I agree. I think 2K, these things should be tools to grow the league, especially since who's playing 2K for the most part? Like a young demographic. So you should be pushing out your established stars and your up and coming stars. That should be like the vehicle for it. I was just speaking to, I think, the thought process that goes behind it from the business perspective. I want to make that clear.
Yeah. I can hear you getting your steps in. Malika,
Working
you
hard,
wanted to, you're good. You wanted to add in something, go ahead. And if you guys want to come up, if you're down below, go ahead and raise your hand. If you can't, because, there's some anxiety with public speaking, feel free to add into the chat box and we'll work your way up here, nice and easy. Or if you just can only sneak a tweet in, go to the chat box and ask your questions if you have any. We're going to get ready to move over to some Summer League talk real quick, but we have some closing thoughts on the W, and then I also want 808s to go ahead and plug what he's got working on covering the Sky, and I guess now even more so the Wings, since apparently he's converting from Chicago to Dallas. It's something we'll have to address in the future. And then I want to make sure Malika has time to also talk about what she's got coming up. A phenomenal cross comparison of Winning Time versus It's Magic. I can't remember if it's the correct title because I'm actually looking at 5 different messages right now. Anyway, 808s and Malika. We'll go to Malika first because you wanted to add something to the discussion.
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quick that if, Nick said something about this is their last year, yeah, but this is not Diana Taurasi's last year, right? Candace Parker said we should treat this year as our last year. They're not treating it as our last year. And then, as well as this is Sylvia Fowles last year, and you look at her resume and what she's done in the W, you can't even say she doesn't deserve the honor. From a business perspective, with diehards, I get it. I do get quote unquote the business whatever. I'm just tired of seeing like these. The WNBA, just like the NBA, dominated by Black women. I'm just tired of seeing these two propped up as the representation of the W all the time, even as I understand Sue Bird, but to me, it should have been at least Sylvia Fowles since they're both retiring. You could build up a really good campaign. You also could have did Candace Parker and Sylvia Fowles. That would have been a great campaign. I just think that advertisers are lazy. And I'm not going to be buying this one. I'm buying the MJ one, of course. But I'm not, I'm just not phased, and I'm just beyond tired of it with the promotion of what are they going to do when they both retire? Like, you're going to have to move forward at some point. So that's my point there. Sabrina, and then Paige when she gets here. Yeah, Sabrina and Paige would be next.
Sabrina, Paige, Kelsey, Plum. I get where you're going. I think what we'll see though is, there's going to be a watershed moment where they're not going to be able to circumvent it, and much like what happened with Magic and Bird, right? They could not circumvent Magic and Bird, so they went ahead and embraced it. And I could see the WNBA having that type of moment.
It's coming to a head because I can tell the players are frustrated by it with their small comments or their TikToks or whatever. It's going to come to a moment, and fans like me, they're screaming like, "Come on!" I mean, I love basketball. It's just that two things got to come to a head, and they're going to bump heads soon.
I just want to point out, I remember when the greatest generation of basketball started, phasing out, and we had that problem too in the NBA. Like, you can remember Patrick Ewing, like a lot of Seattle, Orlando. They're like, "Come on, bro, you got to hang it up." Right? You got Anthony Mason out there. You had AC Green up there to like 45. Bill Laimbeer was trying to play, like looking like he just got off the beach carrying like a 12-pack. Like, it's a natural cycle. What we need to do is press them on what's next as opposed to being upset what is now. Anybody else want to add anything to the W discussion? If not, we'll go ahead and move on to Summer League talk.
Yeah, Chris, I just want to say one thing about the cover. I mean, it took really 2K too long for them to put a WNBA woman on the cover. I mean, last year was the first year with Candace Parker. I think this year, if they're going to respect Michael Jordan as a GOAT, they should have either put Maya Moore or Lisa Leslie on the cover. I would have liked them two on the cover. Just more, accolades to their name and what they've done for the game. Especially Maya Moore. I think she should have deserved the cover, especially sharing in the same number 23. That would have been a nice little cover. But yeah, 2K, you already know how 2K works. Like, they're going to have to put the faces on there that people actually know. And unfortunately, Diana Taurasi and Sue Bird are probably two of the most famous faces. But hopefully the WNBA gets to a point where everybody knows a household name like a Breonna Stewart or somebody else. You get what I'm saying? And they would put them on. I think that's how they just go off of the hype. But I will be getting the copy of 2K this year with the Michael Jordan edition. This is his fourth time being on it, so gotta respect the GOAT.
Also, real quick, Maya Moore, congratulations to her giving birth to her son in February. I just love how Maya Moore just, lives her life and minds her business. As a fan, though, I would love to be a little bit more nosy and know what's going on with Maya Moore. But she said, nah, y'all don't get that part of me, and I respect it. Yeah, she shared an image of her son way after the fact, and we love her for it. But I just added it to the Jumbotron. And also 808s, you could talk about today's game since you got a dope post on it. Sorry, I was good.
Appreciate that, Malika. Yes, today is the last regular season matchup between two of the greatest players to ever pick up a basketball. That'll be Sylvia Fowles and Candace Parker. That game tips off at 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m.
Cheryl
Eastern.
Swoops for like a word.
Thank you.
Listen, I love Cheryl Swoops, but we know this is a Tamika Catchings house, so sorry. Other than that, as far as the W, I gotta respond to Chris and this whole Dallas Wings, Chicago Sky thing. Listen, I am a purveyor of traditional basketball values. That also means I am willing to talk about and write about basketball for anyone that will pay me to write and talk about basketball. So there you go.
What exactly is traditional basketball values?
You'll see on Outlet Pass this Friday.
That is a very ambiguous term.
He's a thought. He's a thought.
Hey, whoa. Come on, Danny. What are we doing? You blowing the spot up, man.
Wow. Danny is on full blast at 10:44 this morning. I want to thank everybody for coming
It's
in.
the mimosas.
Yeah, right? Like another reason why you shouldn't drink mimosas.
That's water. I've been drinking water this morning, okay?
If that's the case, I don't need to see you on mimosas.
Drinking last night if you're drinking water and you're like, this is the question. Anyway, welcome everybody. Happy Hump Day. You made it. Give yourself a pat on the back. You have one more day to go of real work, and then Friday is here. But we are getting ready to talk the most nonsensical basketball in existence. That's right. It's the NBA Summer League, ladies and gentlemen, where stats don't matter except they matter. I haven't figured this out yet, but we had some great games last night. Started off with the Miami Heat defeating the Warriors 94-70. The Warriors are 0-3 in the California Classic. Heat are 1-2. The Sacramento Kings 87, the Lakers 75. The Kings 3-0. I love it because they are so consistent. 3-0 in the California Classic here. Lakers are 2-1. The Grizzlies beat the 76ers 103-99. And the Thunder defeat the Jazz 98-77. Your top players from the night: Guy Santos, 12 points, 5 boards for the Warriors. He'll probably start out in the G League, but he's going to stay. That dude is their replacement for JTA. That he is there. I wouldn't be surprised to see him get called up and sit on the end of the bench if Moses Moody struggles. Nikola Jovic, the Jovic agenda has been born. 25-9 in a dominating performance. He could hit inside, outside. Keegan Murray, 24-7-3. I told you so. Vito Brown, 13-4 for the Lakers. Xavier Tillman, 16-3-4 for the Grizzlies. Paul Reed, 20 points and 15 boards. And I'll tell you, excuse me, what's more than likely is he's being showcased for a potential Kevin Durant trade. That's a little scuttlebutt that I've heard. Chet Holmgren, ladies and gentlemen, 23.7 boards, 4 assists, and 6 blocks for the Thunder over everybody's favorite team to hate, the Utah Jazz. Caleb Holmesley, 12 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. All right, 3 polls up there. We're going to go to Chet Holmgren because that's the topic of the jour here. I had Thunder fans in my mention saying Chet Holmgren is better than Kevin Durant.
Stop it.
You don't believe me? Like, you want me to post it up here?
No. The stop it wasn't for you. It was for the delusional OKC Thunder fans.
I mean, listen. The kid has the skill set too.
No,
Listen, hold on. What's 7'3" guy that can just beat you on the dribble? One Laker KD jumper.
Bruh.
Did you see the kid?
I seen him play. Yes, I watched him. I watched him play.
The kid is him.
He's all right. Here's now I gotta do this because I wasn't gonna do it, but now I gotta do this. Y'all be talking about Jordan played plumbers. Look at who played last night for the Utah Jazz. Do you realize none of them were drafted? One person on that roster was drafted. He was a 40th pick 2 years ago. None of these guys were drafted. Let me explain how these guys got where they are. Taco Fall, I don't have to say anything about Taco Fall. The other guys, only 3 of them got a 10-day contract from their respective team because 8 people had COVID on the team. The context matters. You played a bunch of guys that aren't in the NBA, that won't be in the NBA. These guys are going to go to the bubblegum leagues in 2 weeks. They're done after this. On the 17th is the last day you'll see them in Summer League, and then you will not hear from them again until next summer. And guess what Chet did? He dropped, 23 points, 6 blocks, 7 rebounds, 7 for 9 from the field, 4 for 6 from the 3. And people are happy with that. Like, he didn't play a bunch of bums. It's too early to do this. Every year this happens. Every year. And then let's not forget. Y'all keep saying, he dominated last night. He got the skill. Who did he play last night? Who did he really play last night? Name him. Somebody name who he played last night.
Xavier.
Taco Ball and Vince Law. That's who he played.
Exactly.
Xavier.
Taco Fall.
Shout out to Vince Law because he could hoop. Wait,
hold on. Taco Fall still eligible for Summer League?
Yes, bro. Yes.
How?
Under a stipulation. It's a stipulation.
I think because he's on a G League roster. I don't know.
Yeah, that they'll give you especially if you've ever signed a 2-way contract or been on the G League roster, they give you another year of eligibility. But that's the point I'm trying to make, bro. He's never going to see Taco Ball fall in the NBA. That's never going to be his matchup. His matchup is going to be the likes of Karl Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, Clint Capella.
Rudy Gobert? You just really come on,
bro.
He's gonna have to go up against Rudy Gobert.
He's gonna have to. He's gonna have to go get boards against Bam Adebayo, Rudy Gobert. He's gonna have to go get boards against these guys.
One thing that made him look better too is he was playing next to Alexei Pukashevsky.
And I will say this: I don't hate the kid, right? I'm pretty sure he's gonna. Whatever y'all think that he's going to be, maybe he'll be that. But we do this every single year. There's this kid who looked good for majority of his college career, and then he goes to the tournament, gets destroyed in the tournament, and people say, it was just a game. We'll see what happens. Then he goes to the G League and beats on guys that we'll never see in the NBA. And it's, he's the next this. He's better than this person who's already established and have won multiple rings for their performance and have won MVPs and have won all these things. And then they get to the NBA and they go up against the likes of the Orlando Magic. And then they have a 30-point game and everybody's like, I told you he was the truth. And then they play guys that are going to the playoffs. And they get bounced and they look bad.
Another thing, and I want to get Dr. Clam if he's available up here. Another thing that a lot of people haven't said about last night is he got to play with Josh Giddey, who played 23 minutes and gave you 14, 5, 11, 2, and 2. Clam, come on up. You're up here because you are a Thunder fan. You are our resident Thunder fan here on Hoop Spaces.
That's a horn.
Yeah. Let me give him which one? Which one? You want a horn?
Yeah, the good one.
Hit me.
All right. So Dr. Clam, 98-77, your Thunder over the Jazz. You hear some love for Holmgren. You hear some hate for Holmgren. And all I'm saying is, standing next to Alexei Pukashevsky, you are bound to look better because that dude just fires away. Love the confidence.
Poku is going to be my 2 years away from 2 years away project for the rest of time until he turns 50. I don't care. Poku's my guy. I'll die with him. The Chet quote unquote hate, that's not hate. That's perfectly reasonable. You could look at the Jazz team and say they wouldn't come ninth in the West Coast Conference, and you'd be right. Perfectly fair. And I'm not gonna go into the Chetgasm too much. You want to look at the timeline for Thunder players and Thunder Twitter, you can do that. But what I will say, with the getting destroyed in the tournament, the player that we saw at Gonzaga is not the Chet Holmgren that is going to be wearing Thunder Blue this year. He is going to, if you go back and watch him on the U19 back in high school in Minnesota, the kid has handle, he has shots, he is going to be, excuse me, caught my throat a little bit, getting a little emotional talking about my guy. No, he is going to be a much more diversified player. And the thing that gave me the most hope with him, and it is all hope, it's 100% hope, is Kofi. Is it Kofi Cockburn, the giant out of Illinois? He came in.
Go ahead.
Yeah, came in 100 pounds heavier, moved Chet out of the way. What did Chet do? Recovered, blocked him right out. Just easy. Now he's not going to be able to cover Gobert. He's not going to be able to cover Cat, or they'll give him some trouble in the post. That's for sure. Embiid's Embiid, but I would really like to see Gobert try and take him to the 3-point line. I'd like to see Cat go chase him around screens. I'm just saying, you got to open your mind with what Chet can be, and not just this lumbering 5 that he's going to be going against. But the most important thing for the Thunder game last night is not Chet. It is going to be NBA Twitter's favorite rookie, Jalen J-Dub. Yes, Santa Clara's own. This kid, 6'6", 7'2" wingspan, can finish like a monster. Just, if you haven't looked him up, you haven't watched his tape, watch him. You're gonna love him. He's fantastic.
He's good, and he looked real good last night.
Jalen looked really good last night. From a coach's perspective, I saw a kid go out there and say, I'm going to make the most of every opportunity, and I'm not going to pretend like this is a summer league game. You know what I'm saying? Like, he looked like, let me put my best foot forward. I definitely appreciate that. I do want to say one more thing, because I know somebody's going to come up here and swear that this kid dropping 23 points was like really, really good. I'm going to name some names real quick, host and co-host.
Don't do it.
I'm going to name some names, because everybody says summer league is this important thing. Okay, cool. There was a guy named Brian Forbes. He dropped 35 points in the summer league game. Dylan Ennis dropped 35 points.
Champion Brian Forbes.
I apologize. NBA champion. You're good at this. Dylan Ennis, 35 points. Josh Selby, 35 points. The great Brandon Roy, 35 points. Glenn Rice Jr., 36 points. Nick Young, 36 points. Keith Bogans, 38 points. Von Wafer, 42 points. And Anthony Morrow holds the record for 47 points in an NBA Summer League game. These Summer League games don't mean squat when you're playing a bunch of guys that are going to play in the Jerusalem Bubblegum League next week. None of this matters. They're not playing NBA talent, because when they get to the NBA, you can go Google. Jared Bayless scored 36 points on July 19th, 2008. He was playing for the Portland Trail Blazers. He went up against the Phoenix Suns. It was a summer league game. I remember Stephen A. Smith saying Jared Bayless is this and he's that and he's blah, blah, blah. And him and Skip going back and forth about Jared Bayless. You can go see what Jared Bayless' career looked like. You tell me what Jared Bayless did after scoring 36 points in a summer league game. The point I'm trying to make is, with this hype for Chet, it's too damn early. Can we give it some time, please? Can we see what his rookie season looks like when he plays guys that are actually going to be on the team and that are actually going to be trying to dunk on him, that are actually going to be trying to put him through the rim. I can't wait to see what happens when Pat Beverly or one of them starts talking shit to him. That's going to be fun because the kid can talk shit. The kid can talk shit. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see. No, I'm saying Pat Beverly talk shit. I
please
can't wait to
respect
see
Jared
him.
Davis. He had a couple good years.
Exactly.
He had a couple good years.
Let me get some more voices in
It's
here
more than me.
before Ed
Beverly though, come on,
goes crazy. I do want to say shout out though goes to Vakeaton Quaymar Wafer, aka Von Wafer. That's right. That's his name, y'all. Maybe y'all don't remember.
Chris, Patrick Reed, he need to be on y'all roster. The big man for y'all summer league roster.
It's B-Ball Paul. Yeah, he's on the roster. Don't worry.
Oh, he is? Oh, he need to play then. Shit.
All right. CJ, the unathletic. Jay Nicky, then Malika, then JF Cake. We have Emily Austin on the way. We have Buffalo Soldier on the way. Sir Denny is here. Shout outs down below. Shout out to Iman and Don, Dishes and Dimes, Yahoo Sports Canada, and Basketball News. Ashley Baker of A&B Sports. Mo Nix is in the building. Saint from Nets Kingdom. Jose and Rolo from 77 Spaces. And all the Raptors fans that woke up this morning and saw my tweet saying it's a great day not to trade Kevin Durant to the Raptors. I'm sorry, I will not tell a lie. It's the truth. CJ, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Chris. How you and 808s doing this morning?
I'm fine. 808s, how are you doing?
Listen, man, started my day off very well with some orange juice and one of Damo's special routines. Excuse me. So it was a good day.
Hell.
Shout out to everybody else that's on stage. I just want to say, as far as the whole summer league thing, I do think it's hilarious, the overreactions to rookie performances, good or bad. But I think that to say that it doesn't matter is kind of, I'm not going to say disingenuous, but I think it's an oversimplification of reacting to like what you see from the California Classic and what you see in Salt Lake. But I think it does matter when it comes to Vegas, because then you see all 30 teams with their summer league teams, and there is a better collection of talent being put out there for all 30 teams, because some of these rosters are not going to have the same players on them once they get to Vegas, because every team tends to shuffle around a few of the players. So, like, if nothing else, what I usually take from Summer League is just to see what some of these young guys and some of the guys that are trying to get back into the league, what they're capable of or what they've developed while they've been out of the league. But, like, there's no need to overreact to what they do. Like, there's no need to overreact to what Gui Santos did in his first game in the California Classic. No need to overreact to what Chet Holmgren did, or even what Keegan Murray did, for that matter. Like, it was good to see for me personally, just because I knew I was right about Keegan Murray as well, and not overreacting to the idea of him being such a bad pick for Sacramento. But otherwise, I just kind of laugh when people overreact to the performances in Summer League, because it's not what everybody thinks it is, or it's not like, to Jayceon's point, it's not a like a foregone conclusion that they're going to do those same things in the league.
Hey, CJ, so you saying Santos isn't Steph's replacement?
No, what I'm saying is that what I saw from Gui Santos is that he's skilled, but that he still has a lot of development needed to get better.
It's ghee.
Oh, is it ghee?
It's a ghee, yeah. Yeah,
okay.
Not like the melted butter. I mean, no, actually, yeah, like the melted butter. Ghee, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. But yeah, I was absolutely intrigued by Ghee. I saw more than what I saw from his tape, but that doesn't say much because YouTube didn't have much to offer as far as his tape. But I liked what I saw from him. People overreacted to even some of the sophomore players when they don't realize the little talent that they have around them that they're playing with. So there's also that to take into consideration too.
Yeah, I think everybody is going to hate the Golden State Warriors because I think they found a unique talent. Now, it really depends upon his development. But if you watch him at 20 years and not really playing a whole lot of top level talent, he has a natural understanding of space, and it's going to be real interesting to see how he develops. Jay Nicky, good morning. How you doing? How you feeling about your Knicks? What are you looking forward to in the summer league for them, and what did you catch last night? And we'll go to JF Cake after you.
Good morning, Chris. How you doing, man? I almost feel like I need a break from Knicks basketball, even though it's the off season. We've done not much of anything. Knicks Twitter is a cluster of a billion different ideas, bad takes, good takes. It's messy. I'm really excited just for summer league. People are kind of upset that we don't have a first round draft pick to really look at this summer league, but I'm just excited to see Quentin Grimes' development, see what Deuce looks like, see what Jericho Sims looks like. I'm looking forward to it just because it's Knicks basketball. I don't really have any expectations or anything like that. I really did want to talk about Chet though, because I do believe, I know it's just one game, but I watched last night's game, just looking at what he's able to do with better spacing and better players. The benefit that OKC has is that they have a lot of players on their summer league team that are actually gonna just be on their roster. So the people that he played with last night are some of the people he will play with during the season. And you alluded to a great point. Having a floor general like Josh Giddey really kind of opens up the game for him and allows him to get to his spots and know that he'll be found in those spots. I don't like this connotation though, like it's just summer league. It's basketball at the end of the day. Like the players on the other side, they're playing for a contract. They're playing hard. Granted, it's not the top talents of the league, but they're trying to get paid. You know what I'm saying? So I think Chet can be very special. I think he showcased a lot of his skill. His passing is one thing I think is not being talked about enough. His ability to literally see over most defenders and just hit players right in the money while they're cutting to the basket is a great talent that a lot of big men do not have. There are not a lot of good big men passers in the league today. And also, what Jayson said, alluding to all these players that scored high points during summer league, I challenge him to say, what are these players that he named? Was that their first stint in summer leagues? I know with Anthony Morrow, that 47-point game, I think that came in his third year in the league. Like that was his third stint in summer league. A lot of those players that he named, it wasn't their first go around. These are players who have NBA experience and then came back to summer league. It's the same thing like when you saw like when Josh Hart came and just destroyed summer league his second years because he already had NBA experience under his belt. So a lot of times, like those numbers they look nice, but the true story behind it is because they've been playing in the league. And then lastly, I'll finish with this. The thing with Chet is that everybody's like, oh, everyone's hype over Chet. But Chet had a bad game last night. Everybody would have been in here, oh, yup, Chet's a bum. Chet's a bum. He couldn't even beat these guys. Like, why is it that I see it? And it's not only the Jayson, it's just what I'm seeing around Twitter. Let somebody of a high caliber have a bad game. Everybody's ripping on him, right? And saying, oh, he's a bum.
Well,
he shouldn't have went to position.
To your point, Jay, I just want to say, we've seen guys have bad games. We saw Jovic struggle the first two games. I didn't say anything because my whole thing is this is just summer league. Like I stand on that board for everybody. I wait until regular season to fully assess them. So I just wanted you to know, like, I get what you're saying, but I don't do the good side or the bad side for anybody in summer league. So I'm fair across the board.
There is one good side that I do want to say, right? The one thing that really impressed me, and this is going to be a problem for the league day one, he's going to be able to run transition offense.
Yup.
And, like, look, they have been trying to get Pokusevski to do this, and I like Poku. Like, people hate me because I like Poku, because I can see exactly what he can develop into. But Chet Holmgren's already there, y'all. Like, he can run the floor either with pace, he can control his pace and shift down, and with his height and his natural passing ability, like he had this one flare pass to the right in transition. The only issue with him is he continued to try to move forward. He's going to end up getting called for charges. But, like, that is going to be a weapon that they are going to love in Oklahoma City. So, like, that right there, JC on YC, that's why I'm high on him. I just don't like the fact that after one game, everybody's crowning him. Like,
Right, and that's where my rant
Yeah,
only came from. Like, I woke up this morning and saw mad tweets about Chet being better than KD and this
yeah,
and that.
that's wild.
That's why.
That's
That's the
that I
Show
have
me
to.
no tweets. I don't believe y'all. Show me no tweets.
oh,
That's
okay,
wild.
all right, I'll show you the tweet. Like, and that's the other thing is, could he develop better? Absolutely. Why? Because he's better natural defender, and when KD came out, Chet is a little bit more advanced in terms of ball handling. This is something you can put tape on and compare tape from then and tape from now, right?
I'd like to clarify something real quick.
Go ahead, Dr. Clam.
No one, maybe people are saying that out there that he's KD. No, he's not KD. Back in 2012, he's a tiny white kid in Oklahoma City, made a wish, took Kevin Durant's powers. Now we're here. That's what happened. Documentary made about it. Very, very popular. Greatest movie of all time. Thunderstruck. Go find it.
That's an awful movie. That is an awful
I know.
movie.
Well,
yeah.
It might be an awful movie, but it's a hilarious point in grade A gold material. Anthony, I'm scrolling through. I gotta find it, and like I get it. I would be extremely excited as a Thunder fan to have Chet Holmgren, because I do think that it's more than likely he pans out to be really good, right?
Especially if OKC uses him properly and just doesn't always just throw him at the 5. Like, if they go and get another big body to put at the 5 and use him as a 4, like, he's lethal. He's lethal in that position. Yeah, we know he's gonna get killed against like physical bigs, but like, I don't know who just said it, but you throw Chet on the perimeter, a lot of bigs are gonna struggle against him. A lot.
All right, we got two other players. Oh, go ahead. What do you got?
Oh, I was just going to say, actually, I can test that a little bit. Him at the 5, go 5 out. That is the ultimate stretch 5. Like, he is built in a lab for stretch 5. Like, perfect.
Yeah, he's gonna fill out, and then he will be a great stretch 5. Like, that's not even. I'm sorry. Like, I'm in. I'm just not in on the after one game. Let's give him 3 years. Let's give him 25 pounds of additional bulk, and then I think we're going to see, a phenomenal player year in and year out.
And just to let you know, all I did was type in Chet Holmgren, and as you can see, the 3 tweets up there that I shared, that's the first thing that popped up. So just letting you know. Of course, it wasn't under latest; it was under all. But yeah, like the guys are saying that he's better than KD.
All right,
that could be any Chet Holmgren.
I'm going to get a couple people up here to go ahead and speak on Chet from a reporter. So I need a couple of people to volunteer to pop down for a moment.
You got me. Go ahead.
All right. Appreciate it, Danny.
I'll
Appreciate it.
down for a little bit.
All right. Appreciate it, guys. We're going to bring Emily Austin up, and we're going to bring Iman Adan up from Yahoo Canada, as well as Basketball News. We're going to get their thoughts in on Chet. We've got a whole bunch of other people with your hands up. We also have people with the hands up here. Up next, we're going to go to JF Cake. We'll hit up Poppy Chulo. We got CJ the Unathletic, and then we're going to give some time to Emily Austin and Iman. And then we'll move some more hands up onto the stage so you can get your words about Chet in if you want. 2 other players that I want to talk about, Keegan Murray, another player I'm actually high on. And a lot of other people weren't. I don't understand. Once again, sometimes, I guess it's too complicated. And also Nikola Jovic, who might be the best international player right now from the draft. I do want to also say I was impressed with Dieng from Oklahoma City. He didn't hit a lot of his shots, but 1, he kept taking them, and 2, that form is going to look really good. And that is a scary team that's going to be fun to watch. All right, JF, Jose, CJ, and then we got Emily and Iman. We see Malika with her hand up as well. Good morning, everybody.
Morning, Chris. Yeah, so I'll just talk real quick about Chet. I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to fill out decently. I think he did a smart move by wearing his KDs his first game. Bring some good luck towards him. KD was the thin guy. KD was the thin guy coming into the league. So I know, though, I have to do it. KD was the thin guy coming in. I just know that if he can fill out, Chet can probably fill out the same way. I got a comp for them, and Pokey could be the new Vlade Divac and Peja Stojakovic. I don't know. But going on to the Heat and Nikola Jovic, Chris, I thought I don't know if summer league counts to you, but I thought spoils goes to victors. So I think I should have talked before a Knicks
No,
fan.
no.
Okay,
It's
okay, it doesn't count.
it's summer league. Like
All right.
we're looking for player development and what they're doing.
Yo, JF, what you on, man?
No, I'm just
I give you know what I'm gonna give you a point because the constant pushing of propaganda that is why we are here. So congratulations to you. But yeah, it's
appreciate it.
summer. Yeah.
All right, so I just got to say this. The boy Nikola Jovic, he's a very efficient shooter for the time that he is in. Only 29 minutes. The most minutes he had in summer league, he went 9 for 16 from the field goal, 5 for 7 from 3 point, which is amazing for 25 points. The 5 for 7 for the 3 point, it seemed like it came at an ease. He really didn't have to work so much for it because it's not that much people that can defend his shot when he pulls up like that. He wasn't playing what anybody saw, like, in his highlight tape, and where in the international league he's actually playing more of the four position, starting at the wing and going down to the elbow and making his moves there. I think the 9 for 16, that there is some pros and cons to it. The cons is that it wasn't as efficient as it should be for a 6'11" guy, but the pros is that a lot of those were coming off of second what is it called, second shots. So he was getting his own rebounds, he was getting his own offensive rebounds. Like the ball was basically gluing to his hand on the offensive side, even if he missed a shot in the hole. So I really like that. Um, Also, let me give a shout out to the boy Highsmith. He had 12 points. Yeah, he's doing this thing. I think Max Drew said it good. I think playing in the NBA helped you prepare for summer league, so you're going to see that jump with Highsmith. Same way you saw a jump with Max Drews last year. Also, shouts out to Alman Jr. From Brooklyn. Uh, Came in with 5 points. I think he's going to be doing something in the league. And Mulder, he actually is one of our best players that we have that was on our team last year. But I think, Chris, you're right. I think Jovic is a steal of the draft. Probably the best international player from the draft. I'm happy we got it. I think Heat fans need to relax when it comes to talking about KD or Kyrie. We need to enjoy what Pat Riley picked up in the draft. And I just saw Eric Bledsoe. He got bought out from Portland, so we might look at him to get picked up. We appreciate it, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, breaking news or almost breaking news. It's looking like Eric Bledsoe will be out of Portland. Haven't gotten the confirmation, so if you have it, go ahead and post it. It'd be an interesting pickup, to say the least. Don't know what he's got left. It'd be interesting to see. Jose, good morning.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, 808. First off, shout out to you again, Chris, for making it on Peacock later on today. I appreciate everything you've done for the community in terms of hosting, putting people on board, and growing the platform. And everything that you're doing is just gonna constantly be highlighted. So me being a part of this community, I'm glad to see you succeed and get some spotlight. So I just wanted to give you your quick shout out and shout out to 808, my fellow Mavs fan. We can't wait to
Blood
see
in,
Jay.
blood out.
Yes, sir. We can't wait to see
Math.
Jaden Hardy on, on Friday. So I'm looking forward to seeing our Mavs touch the court. But Chet last night, I get that it's summer league, but he played with a lot of confidence out there, and he played like a like he really just is living up to the number 2 pick. And again, it's summer league, so I don't want to just go overboard with what I'm saying here, but I just really like some aspects of his game. He was able to shift around. I hate the unicorn term now because it's been run through so many players, and I just hope that Chet is able to put on some of that muscle. But speaking of muscle, like he set a pick, and a guy ran right into him and damn near fell to the floor. So that man has some deceiving like strength right there as well. So I just want to continue to see his development. And I didn't get to see Jovic yesterday because I believe they were playing while I was at work, and it was like 1 o'clock, I believe, here. So I didn't get to see him. I'll probably have to rewatch some of the clips that I could find. But overall, some summer league so far has been pretty entertaining with like Keegan Murray and Scottie Pippen. I just want to continuously see these guys. And also, one thing I like about summer league and the G League is that these are guys that could possibly fill in later on your team. Like, say somebody goes down, God forbid it, but somebody goes down, you've been watching these guys already, and you're like, damn, I have a good idea of who would fit my team or X's team. So this is just the fun part about watching these young guys. And again, Luka Doncic supposed to be playing again August 25th, if I'm not mistaken. Dirk is going to be rewarded for his participation in FIBA basketball. So I can't wait to see it. I think they're giving him some type of award. I don't remember off the top, but overall, it's looking good out here. 77 Spaces will be back later on today. I don't know the exact time, but we will be back. So I appreciate you, Chris, and much success to you.
Hey, thank you, because you guys really are why I'm, where I'm at. And without what you guys do, not just 77 Spaces, but the audience in general, I wouldn't be in the position that I am now. And likewise, with a couple of the people who will be speaking soon, without their participation, I don't, get to be where I'm at. And I'm appreciative of everybody who's able to spend time here. Up next, CJ, because he had his hand up, and then we're going to go to Iman and Emily, and then we have Xavier. For those who are down below and you just popped in, if you just found us, congratulations. Hopefully, you've enjoyed what you've heard so far. If you have, shoot a follow. Shoot to the follow of everybody who provides value to you here on stage. We are here Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Every day of the season, as well as various team rooms. Up next, we're going to talk to CJ, the Unathletic Pod, real quick, so we can clear him out, and then we'll talk to Emily Austin and Iman, two fantastic women of basketball. One covering the Long Island Nets, soon to be probably on an NBA sideline near you, and the other one who writes words and speaks words eloquently and passionately for her Toronto Raptors, and that's Iman. All right, CJ, 60 seconds, what you got, so I can get up to a couple more wonderful voices and keep the conversation going.
I just want to say really quick that shout out to you, Chris, and everything you do as far as Hoop Spaces. Because of what you've done and because of everyone else who has ever been on stage and spoken about basketball, I myself have learned a lot. And then also just want to push my pod real quick, if you don't mind, Chris.
No, go ahead. That's what we're here for.
Perfect. The Unathletic Podcast, I do it every Friday. I try to get it out by 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time and 12 noon, but I've had technical difficulties. But you will catch me on Fridays on YouTube, the Unathletic Podcast with CJ. This week, I'm going to discuss a lot of Summer League and just some of the things that I've noticed from different players and guys that I've kept my eye on. And yeah, just overall, just giving my thoughts on Summer League as a whole. So I would appreciate if you guys just tune in and like, share, and subscribe. And do the same for Chris, because, once again, he doesn't have to do what he does as far as trying to push the rest of us who are content creators. So mad respect to him and anybody else who supports other content creators and pushes for the support of other content creators. That's all I got, Chris.
All right. Appreciate it, CJ. My last take here, and then we'll let Emily and Iman talk about Chet if they want to. My last take here is there's also an awareness and space on defense. There was a couple of times where he was able to seal the offensive player between himself and the sideline, thus narrowing the available space to put up a shot to give himself easy blocks. That right there also is going to translate well The biggest issue, I think, might be if there's a player who can get to that position before him, he might not be able to actually effectively block. But that's just what I saw in one game. I'm all in, but I'm not crowning him, if that makes sense.
Hey, CJ, is one of the things you learned about Chris is his food takes are trash?
They're not. They're
They're trash.
Actually, I agree with some of his food takes, 808s. I just think that you're.
You know what, CJ? Send me your address and my DMs. I'm gonna send you a cape too. Pick your favorite team.
You just take these L's, bro.
Why are you so angry, 808s? We don't have to agree with you.
He doesn't like losing, and he just lost publicly again. Like, it's not a good look. It's bad. You hate to see it.
He's been very cantankerous lately. I've noticed that.
Well, listen, when you got a Bulls fandom, everybody's mad about everything in the world when they signed the best backup in the league. I mean, you would be mad too.
Yeah, you might need to take some prune juice or something to kind of
Bulls
relax
Foot
your
is on one right now, by the way, if you haven't paid attention. It's a weird place right now. It's like the Heat are in the same position. They've really not done anything other than like re-sign their major players, and like the Bulls fans are like, we want more. And like I'm sitting back like you just gave Zach LaVine $30 million.
Patrick Williams played 5 games through the majority of the season. Lonzo played 35. The Bulls are one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, damn near the NBA with a half roster with everybody injured. What else do you want?
You're a Mavs fan, so it doesn't.
Chris, stop it.
I can say the same thing about the Heat. We went number 1 in the East. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we lost Anthony Tucker. But
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
yo, $33 million is good for Philly. You know what I'm saying? That's a good price for him to go over there. I mean, we did pick up.
It's just nasty. All right, up next,
He's gotten really good at this, man. Like it's nasty.
It is. It's just nasty. We're gonna go to Emily and Iman, who aren't nasty. They're actually eloquent and they're not gonna tell me.
Look at you, Chris.
What?
Caping.
Look, I got off this PJ Tucker thing. Like y'all act like I wanted PJ Tucker for 3 years and $30 million. Like,
Chris,
stop.
unfortunately, you work for the Sacramento Kings, man. They need to go ahead and hire you over in Philly.
Let me give you a point since you snuck that in there. I have never worked for, nor do I work for the Sacramento Kings, ladies and gentlemen. You can thank Paris Anderson. Emily, your thoughts on Chet Holmgren and what you've seen in Summer League, and then we're going to get to Iman because it's a beautiful day not to trade Kevin Durant to Toronto.
Honestly, like Kevin Durant is the new James Harden. I'm just over it. I accepted it. Chris, as you know, got into a car accident when I found out. It's all good. You live and you learn, move on. Life goes on. KD, it's a shame. However, about Summer League, there was a point someone made before, like they listed the top, 5 scorers of all time in Summer League, and it turned out to be a bust. But like, okay, that shit happens. But how many like number 2 picks in the NBA draft turned out to like never even really make it in their career? It just happens. It doesn't mean like Summer League doesn't count just because those 5 dudes happen to not make it, to the highest level in their career. But the whole point of this is to like give the guys some sort of, idea of what they're going to be going into. Like, what's the alternative? Like, I don't remember who was saying that before, but I thought that was a really stupid comment. Anyway, Chet is him. If you disagree, take it up with me in the DMs or don't, because you're going to lose. And, yeah, honestly, it's been like, I thought yesterday was an exciting start. I enjoyed all the games. Thought it was really cool. And in terms of OKC, I think it's nice that Josh Giddey and Chet get to play together because I'm pretty sure they'll both be starting next season. Now, do I think they're going to win a championship with the league, with their team they're on? Probably not. They're all very young, but they're very young with a lot of potential. So give them 3 years, we might be having a different conversation. Anyway, my voice hurts from screaming on 4th of July, and I'm actually headed to Summer League to do interviews, so I'm not going to talk anymore.
All right, get some tea with some honey, lemon, and vinegar.
Oh, wait. Sorry, Chris, I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
I think maybe I forgot to tell you, but you've been saying this the last couple of spaces. I got fired from the Long Island Nets because they don't like my Instagram account, which if you guys look at, there's literally nothing wrong with it. Like,
I didn't know that. Sorry.
Wait, but it's better. It's fine because I went to the Brooklyn Nets after that. But that not because of the whole Long Island Nets, like totally by coincidental. like just coincidence. I went to the Brooklyn Nets, but I found out actually yesterday why I really got fired. I knew it was a crock of shit what they told me, but the GM just told my professor at college, like, yeah, we don't like her Instagram. Like, dude, I have more followers and viewers that come to your games. Relax.
That is something. I don't know why people would fire you for that, but I'm glad you got picked up by Brooklyn. To those who are saying that Chet Holmgren is nothing but the West Coast version of Danny Ferry, shame on you.
First of all, Chris, I know you made that up because nobody in this space, besides maybe 5 people, know who Danny Ferry even is.
Well, I'm obviously talking to an older crowd, and they're out there. 808's Mr. Young Buck. Sir, you've heard, like, I'm not, just stop, log off the app and touch grass. It's happened. Okay? Like, y'all think it hasn't happened, but it's the internet. Shit gets said all the time. We're gonna go to Iman. We'll pick up Sir Diddy right after. And I don't care if people think Danny Ferry is a Duke legend. Like, I don't like Duke either. Talk to TJ. Iman, your thoughts on Summer League so far? What have you seen in Chet Holmgren, and why is it a great day not to trade Kevin Durant to the Toronto Raptors?
Oh, I've pivoted completely. Also, Emily, my voice is also shot today, and I'm going to have to do a lot of speaking, so I'm drinking ginger tea. You saying vinegar in your tea? That's nasty as hell.
Well,
Chris?
it's when you have that type of distress in your vocal cords, it's really just like fine lacerations, and you need to make sure that you get an acidic compound in there to make
No distress is ever that bad.
Ginger's gonna have to do it for me. Vinegar sounds awful. I would never put myself through that.
No, it's not good. It works.
No, so with Chet, okay, I didn't hear the list where someone was listing off the players who scored the most in Summer League, but I do remember Adam Morrison a decade ago going off and getting MVP chance. Adam Morrison literally got MVP chance in Summer League, and he's Adam Morrison. But it's different. I think there's okay. I heard people talking about, people are calling Chet KD and all sorts of other things. Like, for one, it's Twitter. Like, Twitter's hyperbolic in nature. That's just going to happen. No one actually thinks he's Kevin Durant. He hasn't played a single NBA minute. It's a joke.
He thinks he's Kevin Durant.
And he should, because he's a superstar and I love him. And here's what I think you could watch in Summer League to take away. It's like, if Adam Morrison goes off for like 1 trillion points, that you can say is not going to translate. There's certain things defensively with Chet where I'm like, he's just not big enough and strong enough to do this against people who are not 19. But his defensive awareness, his presence, his shot blocking, and also what I found really interesting with his shot blocking is it wasn't just swatting shots all over the place. He would like tip it towards himself so that he can run out in transition, and he can run out in transition. He can handle the ball and initiate offense. He like put the ball behind his back, continued out in transition, hit a no-look pass to the side. He ended up falling, which I think, Chris, you were mentioning. He's going to get called for a lot of charges unless he's able to sort of control his body and his speed that way. But you're watching him do things at his size and his length. And to be like, it's just one game, sure. But there are certain skills that I'm seeing where I'm like, if this can be developed and worked through, I'm not calling him an all-star in his first basketball year, but you can't watch a person of his size handle the ball the way he does, shoot the way he does, have the defensive awareness the way he does, block shots, and like the ability to tip it towards himself, initiate offense in transition, and run the floor. That is impressive. What he showed us last night was impressive. His shot creation was impressive. The range that he has in his shot is impressive. As someone who as someone who's watching a team that's like trying to build a bunch of 6'9" forwards, big wings who can do absolutely everything, but like a lot of projects who can't actually handle the ball and who can actually shoot, but need to develop those sorts of things, like Chris Boucher, Precious Achiuwa, whoever else. Watching Chet already have elements of that to his game is incredibly impressive with the size that he has. I'm sorry, I'm all in on him. If he's a bust, okay, sure, I don't see it. I don't see people, like, I understand wanting to wait a little bit, and I think there's circumstances and development that still needs to happen. He needs to gain size. He's doing this against a bunch of children, granted, but he is really good, and the skills that he's showing are really impressive. I'm surprised he didn't go number one. I don't understand how he didn't go number one. I'm all in on Chet.
Yeah, I got to see Paolo now.
And I'm gonna hype this up so that I can steal Shea. We're off of KD. We're off of KD.
Oh, that's what it is. You want to hype him up so you can steal Shea and bring him back.
Poku, Chet, Giddey. That's the movement. We're going super young. We're going super white, and we're stealing Shea.
All right, so there you go, and that means KD to Philly is all but a lock, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here. And by the way, the fact that you don't see them on the Vegas list, that should tell you something. Like, y'all really, like, people follow this, right? Like, it kills me. They're like, oh my God, the Raptors are in first place in Vegas for landing KD. And like, all I think of is like, wow, somebody in Vegas is making.
I will say, with the Kawhi stuff, I didn't believe any of the noise. I think it was like there was some noise, and it was just like the Raptors might be interested, the Raptors might have a package, but it was pretty quiet. And then Brian Windhorst said something, and still like, okay, Brian Windhorst is like saying something about it, but there's no sort of noise or movement there. Then you have like reports from Chris Haynes being like, he will not report to Toronto if they do this, and a bunch of other stuff. But then Vegas odds shoot up randomly, mysteriously. It was the weirdest thing. The Raptors had the second best odds to land Kawhi, and I was like, what? What does Vegas know that the rest of us don't? And then the Raptors ended up having the best odds, and then the Raptors got him. But it was really silent because the Spurs don't leak, the Raptors don't leak. So no reporter had like movement for Raptors and Kawhi for the longest time. It was just like, they kind of have a package. They do want to move off of DeMar, but super silent until Vegas threw the odds out there. And just to the last point, yes, Summer League. Like I kind of mentioned this, Summer League is not like the best gauge. Like I mentioned, Adam Morrison was getting MVP chance, but like there's a difference between scoring and some of the skills that we're witnessing someone of his size display. And I think that that's the difference when you're watching something like this and wondering if it can translate or what he can be. This is impressive. What he just showed us was incredibly impressive.
I agree 100%. And that's actually why I keep saying KD to Phillies, because it was there early, then it kind of backed away. Philly has never switched from what package they have. They've only been trying in the back channels to get more first-round draft picks. So like, to me, the closest team to follow that Kawhi path happens to be Philadelphia.
Kevin Durant never played for Houston, so I don't know that Daryl Morey's making that trade.
Yeah, no, I'll give you a point for that one. But I think he called and said, hey, put me next to Embiid. I think he does pull that trigger. I mean, it'll be a shame for Eric Gordon because he won't get his reunion, but hey, shit happens in life. I'll see you at 3.
Yeah. Also, Chris, myself, and Nat will be on Brother from Another today at 3 o'clock, so check it out. And I'm gonna go drink some tea so I don't sound like this at 3 o'clock.
All right. Make sure you go to Yahoo Sports Canada and Basketball News so you can catch the words written by your mom.
I'll have a video. So sorry to interrupt you. I'll have a video on Kevin Durant and what, like, sort of the Raptors, what they should do and how they should move for Yahoo Sports. Sometimes either this week or early next week, depending on how quickly this KD stuff moves.
All right, that's what's up. I love what you do and wish you and Dishes and Dimes nothing but success. All right, Sir Denny, appreciate the patience, man. Come on in here. What are your thoughts for Chet, Summer League? Got Xavier after you. Then we'll reset the room and start again with 808s and Malika. Good morning, Denny.
Shout out to everyone on the call. Shout out to you, Chris. Thank you so much for having me once again. This is the NBA Whisperer, Sir Denny Blanco, on Baller's Life with Randy Cruz. It's in the Game is the podcast. Now, Chet. Oh, man, there's not too many 7-footers on earth that can do what Chet does. So first and foremost, I'd like to say it was flashes of brilliance. Flashes of brilliance. You're not going to be able to get too many 7-footers that are going to be able to bring the ball up the court, size this player up, do a dirt, fade away, step back, see the floor, etc., even block shots. So you're not going to get too many of those, number one. Number two, this comparison to KD, stop it. Stop it, please. It's not even close. It's not even comparison. Chet doesn't even have the handle that KD has coming out of college from Texas. So it's not even a comparison. So please stop there. We have flashes of brilliance. They're baby flashes, as he is a baby. He's wet behind the ears. He's a baby. So let him develop. And I see him averaging these, maybe 22, maybe 7 and 7? Quite possibly, because Giddey is going to get him the ball when he wants it. And he's going to have the ultimate green light. Finally, I just want to say, watching Summer League, just the concept of summer league and how the players are developing in general. I saw a 4-on-1 fast break and a person pull up for three. Guys, this is bad basketball. Not everyone is Steph. Okay, we got to stop it. Not everyone is Steph Curry. I don't know if they're teaching this in the league. I don't know what the hell is going on, but we have to stop this malarkey and we're letting everyone who thinks they can shoot a three. No. So in closing, Chet has a long way to go. It's early. I like what I'm seeing. He's going to have the green light. So do I expect him to be the next, instead of maybe KP? Do I see more Dirk than KP? Kristaps Porzingis? Yes, I see more Dirk. I relinquish my time.
All right, you got another episode coming out?
Yeah, we got another episode coming up. Obviously Randy Cruz, shout out to him. He runs a tournament out in the Bronx called Hoops in the Sun. It's definitely one of the top tournaments in New York City during the summer. Check it out. It's at Orchard Beach. But, obviously he's running around doing that tournament. So as soon as we got time, we're going to sit down and talk about some of these phantom trades, some of these Katie to Miami, Katie to Toronto, Katie to Los Angeles trade conversations. But thank you so much for having me. Thank you to everyone. Appreciate it. And ball is life.
All right. Make sure you check out NBA. Sir Denny, the NBA Whisperer over at Ball is Life. Up next, we're going to get Xavier in here. Appreciate your patience, Xavier. And then we're going to reset the room and get back into the basketball discussion after some news and notes. Xavier, go ahead. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. No, yesterday was fun for Summer League. Obviously, Summer League nerd. Just want to hit on a few things. I'm excited to see what Chet does tonight, as he's going to be playing a much more physical and I think a step up Memphis team with David Roddy, obviously with his former teammate and Kenny Lofton Jr., Xavier Tillman, who's been in the NBA for a while now. So that's obviously going to give him a little bit of a step up, at least from that perspective. Zaire Williams, another guy who was the first-round draft pick for Memphis last year. So this game, in my opinion, is the game I'm excited to see for the first time.
I guess he got a phone.
Oh.
You
Yeah.
good?
Sorry. I think Jovic.
What else?
I'm sorry. I think Jovic looked really comfortable yesterday for the first time. I think he finally got his footing by shooting layups and not just jacking up threes the entire time. So that was something I liked to see yesterday. Jalen Williams, obviously, or J-Dub, let me say that to not get anybody confused, looked really good on the break. Obviously, his intensity on defense is going to be something I'm looking for the entire summer league. But yeah, that's all I think. The last thing, Keegan Murray continues to show me that I think the Kings made the right decision. And ultimately, just his ability to do things off the ball. And something that I really love from his game already is his ability in the post. I think he's light years ahead of most rookies in that position alone. So I love to see what we're going to see from Keegan Murray come more summer league play, and obviously when we get into the season.
So you're saying I was right?
Oh, I'll give you your credit, Chris. I'll give you your credit.
I'm gonna take my credit. Like I don't understand. It's the same thing with Chet. These two players, they were able to do something in their college game that no other player in college were able to do, right? Like individually, they did something that was unique. Like think about that. That actually matters. That's really some places that scouts look at more so than what their percentage is, how many reps they can get up on the bench press. They look there and say, what does that player have that this other player doesn't? And like what I see for like Chet, a taller defensive-minded Lamar Odom. What I see for Keegan Murray is like Brandon Roy at power forward. I like Keegan Murray. That's just me. We're going to go ahead and give a reset here, and I want to welcome everybody who's come in at any time. Thank you for giving us any of your valuable time, and we're grateful for that. We have a whole bunch of content creators and fans down below. Currently, we're talking Summer League. We just got done talking about Chet Holmgren. Up next, you heard the name already, Keegan Murray of Sacramento. We want to know what your thoughts are on him, and as well as Nikola Jovic, and anything you want to talk about in terms of Summer League. Tonight, there are two games. We have the Grizzlies versus the Thunder, and the Sixers versus the Jazz. Grizzlies, Thunder 1-0, Jazz and Sixers 0-1. And and we got that. All right. Up next, we'll go ahead and go to 808s, and then we'll go to Malika Walker. Everybody, good morning.
My question was actually for Emily about T.J. Warren, if she's available.
About who?
T.J. Warren.
What's the question?
Oh, what do you think as far as what does you think his role is going to be this season, and what do you expect from him? I mean, we know he went off in the bubble. I know it's been 2 years, but that kind of skill at 6'8" to be a 3-level scorer doesn't disappear overnight.
I mean, here's the thing. It's I try not to if I don't follow the player or especially the team, I really don't watch the Pacers, I can't really speak on it. But I'll take a look at his stats, and if you want to DM me, I'll let you know what I think. In terms of what? What are you asking?
I mean, honestly, I would have loved to see him in a Bulls jersey. I mean, like I said, that skill to be a 3-level scorer at 6'8", 230, whatever he is, it just doesn't disappear. And I know, foot injuries, we've had our fair share of those with Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, but I really think he has what it takes to be a dark horse for MIP this year.
Is he? He's playing in summer league?
No, I think the Nets signed him to a 1-year deal, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they should send him to Vegas. The Nets need a lot of help. But
I think he might be too old. I think he's 27, 28.
Is that a thing, though?
I think so. I think Taco Fall's only there because somebody said earlier in the space that he was a G League. He was on a G League team.
Gotcha. Interesting. Well, I'll see him a lot this season, so I'll let you know.
The age is 25, by the way. The rosters are under 25. You have to get a sign-off from the league.
He's 25?
Well, you have to get a sign-off. I think there's only been a handful in history, and they generally are international prospects.
It feels like he's been hooping since I was an undergrad.
All right, I want to thank everybody again. We've got Malika Walker up next. She's going to give her thoughts on Summer League. We have CJ, the unathletic JFK, and we'll let Malia enter the foray. Although what we're going to ask is that, we're not going to yell today. I think that works here. I like that. Let's not yell. All right, Malika, how you doing?
I was quiet yesterday.
Wow, Malika, your voice changed. That is something that I did not know you had the ability to do. Are you a ventriloquist on your side? Is that your side hustle?
Smart Alec. Yeah, good morning everyone. With Summer League, I with Chet, I do agree you saw some flashes there of some really, his instincts. You saw, at his size, his gameplay at his size, and his frame is deceiving. He is 7 feet. And he, you saw some strength there. But I'm excited to see him in the season with Shai and Josh Giddey. I think they're going to be the League Pass team of the year. So it'll be fun watching their games. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And Scottie Pippen Jr., watching some of him with the Lakers, Summer League team this season, to see his ups and downs, to see how he makes out, because I see him playing a lot of G League this year. And I'm looking forward to seeing Banchero play coming up. And Jabari. I'm just looking forward to seeing all the rookies play. Also Mark Williams. But in terms of KD to Toronto, I'm sorry. KD to Toronto depends on the package, to be honest. But KD to Philly, Chris, let that go with them not giving up anything for a remotely decent of value. That's just not happening. But you can dream. T.J. Warren, I don't, he's been out. He's been out since the bubble. Really, it'll be interesting to see him in the lineup. It's good to have somebody of his size and skill level on the Nets because we definitely need that. But we have to see how healthy he is, and who knows what our team's gonna look like in the fall. But he's there, and hopefully, we have an injury history with our team. So hopefully he can stay healthy for a decent amount of games. And that's all I got for right now.
All right. We'll go to JF, then CJ, and then we'll get Malaya. Evan Townsend of Project Spurs is up here, as is Chewy Wolf of Sacramento Kings fandom. And I know that he's excited about Keegan Murray, and we'll
You
get
called
to
in reinforcements, Chris?
see. There you go. I'll give you a point, but no, I've never worked for the Sacramento Kings, and I do not work for the
I
Sacramento.
think you're getting tired of the Sacramento Kings thing, Chris.
Well, I'm just simply
Blame
saying.
Paris. Blame Paris.
Yeah, it's an amazing feat that Paris Anderson, and shout out to Paris Anderson, has accomplished. He has fooled the internets and the interwebs. And out here on Rihanna's internet, there are people who think that I work for Sacramento.
For the last time, it is not Rihanna's internet until Beyonce retires.
Bro, it has been, it will be. It's like this Prince and Michael Jackson thing. You just don't understand. It's above the pay grade.
You don't compete. You don't compare.
Yeah, well, I just did. JFK, you up next. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Chris, man. I'm watching this replay of this OKC game, and one thing I'm picking up from Chet is he better be careful of defending the weak side because he almost got yanned on by whoever Williams is on Utah Jazz. And I'm just saying, and that was just a putback. You know what I'm saying? I want to see him transition into the NBA where he's going against these more physical guys because somebody puts a body on him, I don't know how he's going to fare out, but. Offensively, he does look like he's sound. I did have questions going into the draft about him, but he looks like he'd be all right offensively, but he looks like he might be terrorized on the defense. But that's if they use him properly. He should be okay. But other than that, I think going back to the propaganda of Nikola Jovic, I think he's just a great stretch four that nobody's really understanding what's coming out of Serbia and what Goran Dragic has done for recruiting out of Serbia for us. Even though he has signed with another team, that's perfectly fine. We're not going to talk about that. He still has a house in Miami. I think Pat Riley has understood that international players are worth the look at some point in time. If you can see Luka, nobody really wanted Luka, nobody really wanted Porzingis, but I think since we have the development to do it with our coaching staff, I think we'll be able to do it. Starting with Malik Allen in the Summer League, I think that's a great coach to put on the Summer League. I mean, man, it's surprised why we keep all our coaches and they don't go out anywhere. It's because they develop and they become really great. I mean, look where David Fizdale is at right now. He's not even coaching. He just got a better job in the higher ups. He ain't got to worry about the groundwork. He's got to worry about making the team better, which I think Utah might be a little bit better if they get rid of Donovan Mitchell. They might have room to expand and become a better team. I appreciate it, Chris.
Did you just wait? Hold on. Before we move on, did you just see that? How did he go from David Fizdale and reach out to the West Coast?
Yeah.
I'm getting real sick and tired of the Chet Holmgren disrespect. To be honest with you, some of the whole he's going to be pushed off in the NBA. I've heard the same stuff about Jaren Jackson Jr. I heard the same stuff about Tim Duncan. I heard the same stuff about a lot of 7 foot, 220-ish, skinny looking guys coming into the NBA. Relax.
Man, this propaganda you're pushing, JF, we're gonna have to have you write some of this out and really edit it because I'm dying laughing because Nikola Jovic has a step-in rookie stretch four. When has Miami done that again? Please tell me.
We're turning a new page, Chris. You feel me? Pat Riley understands he has to keep up with the new age. So he's still making sure that he can do more push-ups than anybody, just bossing everybody. And he understands he's going to
do more push-ups than Nikola Jovic.
I mean, he went all the way from Magic Johnson to LeBron James and still won championships. You got to give him some props on something.
I'm going to get that in a poll question. Who does more push-ups, Pat Riley or Nikola Jovic?
Wait, just a side note about the Miami Heat. I've noticed over the years they do such a good job developing players, especially G League talent. I don't know if you guys follow Gabe Vincent, but after I interviewed him when he was in the G League, I just started following his journey more closely, and then I also realized they developed Derek Jones Jr. from the G League as well. So I think, I don't know if the Heat just
Or
has
they
like a good eye for like upcoming talent, but they do such a good job in terms of like catching these guys before they glow up.
Definitely better than Raptors.
if they only drafted as well as they developed G League talent. Like if
We're
you
getting
look
there,
at
Chris.
But
what?
listen, Chris, we always picking at 28th, 29th. You can't really get all the good guys. You
Nah,
only got 50, 40
I'm
wins.
about
Facts.
29th. Like I'm just go back through the Heat draft, guys. Like I'm not pulling a fast one here.
I could pull some pretty trash one out of my size too. Relax.
Hold on, Chris. We talking about Michael Beasley wasn't a good pick. Obviously, he had his troubles, but we moved on from that. Like, yeah, Justice Winslow. We thought he was going to be one of the better wings, but coming out of Duke, because look what he did in the March Madness. I mean, we
They
can't say we missed on a lot of guys. It's
Arnett
just they didn't pay out.
Mosley, I mean, no. So this is my issue, right? People give the Heat credit for developing G League talent, which I'm ecstatic for. But like, imagine if they have these players in the G League. Like, why aren't these players that they are drafting while also getting run in the G League developing like Gabe Vincent or Max Strus?
So you talking about KZ? I can talk about KZ if you want to talk about KZ.
Justice, PJ Hairston, Samaj Christian, Arnett Moultrie, Dexter Pittman.
I mean, God damn.
Jarvis Fernardo.
All right, you can say Wayne Simeon. All right, say Wayne Simeon. I'll be okay, though. God damn, though.
All right, like I'm not saying like this is why I said that the Raptors were actually better than the Heat, and Heat fans like they got in a tizzy. I'm like, go look at
In what sense?
Go look at who the Raptors drafted, plus add their undrafted, and they have developed players that have hit a higher peak than the Heat. Chris Boucher, G League MVP, 2-time defensive player. Fred VanVleet, great contract for a undrafted free agent.
But Chris,
Jose Calderon.
Oh my God, we made moves to go ahead and pick up a Shaq and a LeBron, and we had to deal with Jason Capone and stuff. We're good. We still can develop even if we miss on our draft picks because we still got players that are coming out the G League and they're still shooters that nobody talking about.
Hey, JFK, how many Eastern Conference Finals appearances and Finals appearances do the Raptors have in the last 5 years?
And how much do we have in the last 5 years? Come on, man.
Well, no, thank you. All I'm saying is that it's a very narrow and specific question. And like I give a very narrow and specific answer. And JF, who is a coach, he understands what I'm saying. That's why he relented, because he knows that the numbers are on my side of this argument. That's it. Like, that's all I'm saying. It's not that they don't.
I'm just saying, when it comes to that point, you're talking about draft picks. Okay, I understand, Chris. You got a point. But you have to understand at the same time, like, we had a different philosophy and different people in the office. We have now, as you can see, we have held back and retained our players who have a modernized way of thinking and developing and getting players. So that's why you see a shift of where we were coming from, just trying to pick up superstars, to where we're at right now, where we can actually develop players and just add a superstar or two there, and we can still, be number one in the East with the Max Strus starting at guard. I mean, come on, Chris.
Well, no, I
can't say for the Knicks.
I understand that, but listen, right? Like DeMar DeRozan, Ed Davis, Jonas Valanciunas, Terrence Ross, Quincy A.C., DeLon Wright, Pascal Siakam, Jakob Poeltl, OG, Malachi Flynn, Jalen Harris, Delano Banton, Scotty Barnes, David Johnson. Those are all the picks, and then you can add Christian Koloko, right? Every name I mentioned is in the league. The names I didn't mention, Bruno Caboclo, DeAndre Daniels, Xavier Thames, and Tomislav Zubacek. Everybody else is in the league, whether they're in the Raptors organization in 905 or in another team's G League. The Heat don't have that, right? So, like, when you quantitate and you compare, that puts them at a higher level. Then you talk about, well, who's the best out of the ones who are undrafted? Again, how can you deny the Raptors over the Heat? Fred VanVleet holds the highest paying contract for an undrafted player in the history of the league. They have another undrafted player who's a G League MVP. I don't know why we're rehashing this argument. CJ, the unathletic, go ahead so we can get Evan Townsend, Malaya up here, and then Evan Townsend. Go ahead, CJ.
I don't understand why that's such a big argument, because I actually agree with you, Chris, as far as to the Raptor point.
What else is new?
Go ahead and get him next.
Man, why
Give
are
him the
you
courtesy sign.
hating?
808, you need to take some prune juice to get whatever it is that's making you so angry and cantankerous. Like, you need to check that out, bro, because I'm concerned. But let me just get to my Summer League point. I just want to mention the teams that I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Detroit's Summer League team. I'm excited to see the Warriors' iteration of their Vegas Summer League team. And then I'm also interested in seeing what Memphis throws out there, as well as OKC in Vegas. And then there's just a couple of players I want to see. Benedict Mathurin with the Pacers. Just excited to really see Vegas specifically, just because we'll see all 30 teams and all their young players and guys who are possibly trying to get back in the league as well. That's going to be really fun to watch because, you know, that's, for me, Summer League is still kind of part of my draft nerdum because I get to see these young players who get drafted and see how they kind of display their skills against other young players and what they could potentially look like in the league.
All right. I love it. Man, Pat Riley is killing Nikola Jovic in this poll. I feel so bad. Malaya, you've been patient. We're going to give you some time to go ahead and cook, but like no screaming into the phone. Promise?
I'll be good. Okay. Anyways, I was not loud. Anyways, I heard some shots fired when I came up in here. No, I've been good to you. And when you need to be put in your place up in these arguments, I have put you in.
See, there you go. You start off like with the quiet violence. Like, what are you doing? Put me in my place for what? Like, I don't get it. You know what? Like, this stems, everybody, because y'all don't know. This stems from her like infatuation with Jason Tatum. She's a Warriors fan, and we had to go through the whole finals of her trying to talk her shit about the Warriors, but then say, it's okay, Jason Tatum, boo-boo. I'm going to be here to hold you and wipe away them tears. And, like, it's been different ever since. Like,
we done with Jason Tatum. He moved up to boot up. I'm done with the dude. Okay?
Wow,
He moved up to, Rumor Lee. He moved up to boot up. You know, LMA, yeah. He moved up to her. Good for him. Hope he don't get caught up. Next. Anyways, okay? Anyways, it seems like, why? You supposed to be a Sixers fan, and you more crazy about the dang the Heat G League and the Raptors G League. Why you don't know this much about your own team's G League team, dog? But anyways,
league does. Like, what are you doing?
I'm just telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. Like, you supposed to be a Sixers fan. So I was expecting you to know more about your dang Sixers G League team than somebody else's team.
Like, what are you
anyways? Well, I'm preaching. I'm having my moment. Thank you. Anyways, I'm having my moment. Thank you. Anyways, see how be put him in his place. You see that? I do. Anyways, anyways, I think. Hold up, I'm not done. Thank you. Okay, I think Chet gonna be very good. I believed it in him before a lot of some of these jokers did, because a lot of y'all thought he was gonna be bust. Y'all thought he was gonna be Mr. Skinny, Sam Bowie, and we all know my Warriors got Sam Bowie right now. So so I think Chet gonna be good. No, he's not the white KD, so y'all need to let that go, okay? He's not the white KD. He's Chet Holmgren, okay? So I think he's gonna be very good. And I think the guy that he just drafted gonna be good, because I've seen some of his highlights before he was even drafted. I think he's gonna be good. And Keegan Murray, I don't know, because it seems like the jokers that the Kings be drafting don't never be Jack. Anyways, it seems like but you know, he seemed like he got talent, so we'll see. You know, maybe he's their lucky charm. We'll see. And the guy on my Warriors I'm really scouting is the guy that's from Brazil. I think he's gonna be good. And I think some of our other draftees gonna be good. And yes, I will be watching Scottie Pippen Jr. and Shaq's son. Hopefully they ball out in summer league. And Thank you for allowing me up, Chris. And you need to scout your own G League team, okay? Not anybody else's, okay?
All about
just let you know, because it sounds a little weird to Sixers people probably up here. It sounds a little creepy.
Well,
okay.
Most Sixers people on Sixers Twitter either A, don't know I exist, B, pretend I don't exist, or C, give me death threats. Like, there is no, like, Derek Stein, Al, those are like it.
No. Don't try to bring him into the fire with you, bro. That's nasty.
Bro, Derek gets it, man. Like, I don't think you understand. We just say, like, hey, guys, Paul Reed is going to be great in 2 to 3 years, and then we get, go F yourself. Like, come on, man. Like, you treating us like we Boston fans. That's just unacceptable.
I mean, y'all are the second worst outside of Boston fans. I mean,
we are not.
Here we go.
This is the issue. We are not. And no offense, like, most Celtics fans are cool. It's the Lakers. We need to understand that's the evil empire, right? That's the Yankees. That's who everybody needs to hate.
We're not trying to hear nothing from a Celtics fan that is a Saints fan. That's just nasty. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness! All you do is just talk.
Man, I got a couple people ahead, but we're gonna get Nat and Malika, and I think 808s probably needs to put on the flak vest because he might take some incoming fire. But up next, we got Evan Townsend, whom you can read words at Project Spurs. He did a great job covering the NBA draft, and he did an even better job displaying his meltdown over the trade of DeJounte Murray to the Atlanta Hawks. But no Keldon Johnson movement because I believe the Spurs are actually looking at what he might be able to do as the leader, bringing up Joshua Primo, and now a whole new bevy of young Spurs. Evan Townsend, good morning. Your thoughts on Summer League and what are you looking forward to for the Spurs this year?
What's going on, Chris? How's everyone doing? You know, when the Spurs actually make moves, it's really surprising. We signed, I don't even know how to pronounce his first name, Georgius Yang, right? How do you say his name? I don't even know. To be honest.
Georgie Dang.
Shout out. I need a point for the pronunciation attempt. Literally, thank you, appreciate it. The Spurs with Keldon Johnson, I'll get into Summer League in a second. The Spurs are probably going to be in the Kevin Durant and or Kyrie Irving 4 or 5 team trade just to get off of Doug McDermott, just to get off of Jay Rich, and be able to take on Cap. A lot of people don't really realize this, but like when teams absolutely suck, when there's like no hope for them, you have to do like these small little leverage moves, take on cap space, take on a bunch of people that I don't want to say people want, but you're going to be buying out the Thomas Ederansons of the world, the Juan Hernancho Gomez of the world, you know, and then but we get a lot of money in return, cap space, and that's a little what we're waiting on. There's a couple overseas guys that may come come to America, and we're waiting on them to see what other teams may bid on them, to see what's going on. A couple pro Euro MVPs past few years. So, but in terms of the Summer League, man, I know it's only been a few games. Keegan Murray and Chet have been like the talk of the past few days. Chet Holmgren was literally the number one trending topic on Twitter as of a whole, which is actually pretty interesting. But as of last night, but realistically, the Summer League is literally like a G League tryout. You have to be able to advance from this to be a solid NBA player. You have to be able to showcase, okay, I can get past this fringe level college, Euro level league talent, and that's exactly what the Summer League is. Cade Cunningham is not playing. He got pulled. His trainer actually just announced it. I know he was on the Summer League roster, but he got pulled. So no full Detroit roster. Even Jalen Red's not going to be playing. His contract or his trade hasn't gone all the way through. But in terms of the players that I can talk about, Chet, I know we showcased a lot of like Dirk fadeaways and a lot of intangibles, guard-like moves and stuff like that. But the kid is really playing against low-level league talent. And you'll see once he makes it to the league, and once people actually have a scouting report on him, he'll have some trouble. People will push him off his spot with ease. Defense will be the same, but literally, what's the guy's name? Kofi Cockburn, a guy that's not going to make any NBA minutes, was pushing him off his spot every single possession when he had him in the post. So that's not going to be a target, but he's not going to be a center anyway. So, but in terms of Keegan Murray reminds me a lot of like Danny Granger, a lot of movement shooting, Rashard Lewis, a lot of just catch and shoot on no hesitation, fadeaways off one dribble, money. So both of them will be solid NBA players. Both of them will probably make all NBA rookie team, the first team. So yeah, they're I'll say this one quick thing, and I'll dip. Chet Holmgren is an arrogant asshole. He's like Jalen Green, but like times 10. Like he was talking shit all game excuse my language. He was talking a lot of mess all game last night.
Wow, and
He's
you
gonna
just
follow
called
it
an
up with
arrogant
tweets.
asshole, and you said excuse my language when you said the word shit.
No, I know, but like he's like super arrogant. It's not just cocky,
Wait,
but like
wait. Do
he
you
is
know him?
arrogant.
Do you know him?
He's
Personal.
gonna have a lot of moments where he's like people's jaws are gonna drop. He said what? But it's all just confidence. So, and I know it may seem a lot, but trust me, I'll end up with that. He's been saying this since he was 16, blocking Steph Curry. Give me that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna cuss, but yeah,
All the
he's been like that.
superstars are assholes. Just letting you know.
Oh no, but Chad Holmgren, he's gonna shock a lot of people. People don't know that about him. That's what I want. That's what I want to build.
Not saying that Chet's a superstar yet, but no, I'm just saying superstars are a-holes. But I'm not saying Chet is one yet, but he gonna probably be a potential.
Not every superstar.
Yeah, that's a very broad generalization.
Yeah.
There's multiple superstars across sports that are not a-holes, like Lewis Hamilton, F1, Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player to ever play basketball.
Oh, no. MJ was an asshole.
Contrary
Joe Dumars,
to popular opinion.
No, he was great to his teammates. Dude was an ass on the court, man. Like, stop it. Like, you're not going to tell me what I didn't see and hear when he was running up down the court, giving the business to Reggie Lewis, man. And Reggie Lewis was giving it right back.
Can you say that about Carlos Zambrano?
Petrovic from the Nets gave it right back. Like, that dude could talk. Robin was actually pretty funny, though. It's really funny. Luke Longley was nice. So was John Paxson.
Yeah. Okay. We're hold on. Before we go off of me, we're never giving John Paxson or Garth Foreman any credit on this show ever. Stop it.
About John Paxson was like one of the best community players. Like
John Paxson's one of the worst humans to exist.
See you later, Emily.
I'm glad he's unemployed.
Get some tea. 808s is over here, like, being a meme. Just throwing the whole show off, man.
How always being mean?
I know, just throwing
because that's
how
what he
being
does.
mean?
That's what he does.
He actually been good today. He been on his best
Paxson
behavior
controlled
today.
the third largest NBA market and did nothing with it for 20 years. What do you want me to do? Be nice?
He said Michael Jordan.
Wait, guys, can I ask Evan a question?
Oh, you don't even know who his people are.
Go ahead, Emily.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Not about
Please
Chet,
don't.
but I'm
Emily,
just saying he's an asshole.
don't do
I was
it.
gonna ask you what you think about the rookie Jeremy on the Spurs.
So Sohan?
Yeah.
So if he even plays in the summer league, he had I don't want to say COVID, but he had
COVID.
he was in the protocols. Yeah, so he got sick some way, somehow he broke rules. We don't really know, but in terms of what he can be, he's the Sabonis mixed with Scotty Barnes prototype, but he can't shoot for anything. He can't shoot to save his life.
But he's a great defender.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, one of the best point of attack defenders, especially as a forward. Maybe Torrey Eason's in that realm, but realistically, Sohan is in his own in terms of being versatile, bring the ball at the floor, not as guard-like, intangible-esque like Chet Holmgren, the zip passes, being able to throw people off and stuff. But he has the confidence to make the plays. And realistically, before the draft, he even made like a little hint towards that he wants to be with the Spurs. He quote tweeted, "There's no more power forwards like Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett, the old style, back to the basket, even a little face-up game, no side steps, fancy stuff, just old style NBA," and that's what he is. So maybe not a lot of threes in his game, maybe a lot of old new modern NBA. You'll see a lot of back to the basket, dump down passes, Sengun-esque passes over the shoulder, Jokic. So yeah, that's Sohan for sure.
He is a more athletic Kyle Anderson.
Stop it! No, no. I can't let you live with that, man. I can't let you live with that.
You can't.
Listen, Kyle Anderson. Listen, anybody who's going to get into next year's draft, this is the 5 names you cannot use and take a run and run away with. Kyle Anderson, Mikal Bridges, Derek White, Thomas Satoransky, a taller guard, and then there's another one. I'll think of it in a second.
Do not.
Andre Drummond. Shades of Andre Drummond. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean?
Do not listen to this man and listen to me. He just doesn't want to admit it. Go watch film at Baylor. He's a more athletic Kyle Anderson. He can dribble. He can facilitate. He rebounds. He defends. And he cannot shoot an open three.
Whatever. I'll let you get that. Let me get out of here, man.
Yeah, have a good day, Evan. See you tomorrow. Malika Walker, the Nat. And then we got a couple people down below I want to introduce y'all to with Chewy and Chris with sports. And then we'll go back to CJ, the unathletic, and Malaya. And then I'm getting Buffalo up here. And FN Raw Flash is also up here. We'll introduce him. Malika, go ahead. The Nat, pick it right up.
I'm just gonna be real quick. I'm looking forward, of course. One of the things with Summer League, I'm not looking for them. Like if they have a good game, great. But it's really looking at what do they have the fundamentals? Like how are they playing? Like how is that going to translate? You know, like sometimes you watch these games and it's kind of hard to kind of guess just because they're playing in the G League. Playing in this game doesn't even mean they'll be able to compete in the G League, let alone the league. So I just think that when people watch these, you know, just keep it in perspective. Like Chet played well, but I want to see him against. Let's see how he does in preseason. I'm going to watch it tonight too, but you got to think of the level of comp, and also if players aren't playing well, like what is that? So with this, I just take it with a grain of salt until the preseason and the regular season starts. I'm looking to see how, of course, the Nets G League team does. And the Hornets, but yeah, I enjoy G League, but I take it for what it is. I think people look at this and they be trying to project superstars, and you got to be careful. So that's it, just real quick. I want to hear Nat, so I'll shut up. My favorite person on this app. Check that out.
Thank you, Malika. Thank you for the love because 808s just keeps throwing shots every time he gets a mic. And I don't know why Chris keeps giving him a mic. I don't get it. When it comes to Chet, this is the guy that I was big on in this draft. Him and Ivy, but Chet is somebody who's very, very intriguing because I don't think he'll ever be able to play 5 in this league in the NBA, but I think that at some point, once he gets, filled out and, and hones in on that skill, he'll play a lot of 3. And that's the intriguing part, how big he is, if he can handle playing the 3. Definitely some 4, but I want to see if he can play small forward because he won't be so small, and he's going to be a terrible matchup for everyone, So that's what I'm looking forward to with Chet. I think he had a great game. He's young. He's 20 years old. He weighs, I think, 190 to 195. I see him putting on another 20 pounds, just to make sure he can take the bruising in the NBA because people are going to try to knock him down and try him, But he's a very skilled guy. And I'm looking forward to what OKC does. I think that they've made some very good moves, which is what they do. They make very good moves with players. It's just a matter of if they can keep it all together and not trade everybody away. I heard some Sacramento Kings slander, and I'm just like, wait a minute. They draft well. That's one thing that Sacramento can do. They draft very well. They've had some talent the past 12 years. So I don't understand why we're shooting at the Sacramento Kings when they have some talented players. It's the organization that we have a problem with and how they run the team. But the guys that they choose are really good damn players. Especially when you draft Boogie Cousins, and he was at one point one of the best big men, if not the best big man, until he got injured, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so just wanted to show some love there. Looking forward to seeing. Keegan Murray. I will give you your flowers, Chris. Not that I was against you at all. I agreed with you. I think he is very good. This is a wings league, and I thought that he was very good. I think he's going to be a very good wing in this league. I think that this draft is going to have some of the best wings we've seen in a while. Just all come to the point where they're scoring 18 plus and can do multiple things on the floor. So this is an exciting draft. So yeah, that's all I had. And 808s. I need you to learn your Chicago Bulls history because MJ was an asshole. Yes, best player, all that. He was an asshole.
I want to preface this. She's only giving Sacramento Kings some credit because the legend from the Kings, Nick Stauskas.
First of all, Nat, what you would never find me doing any type of internet wave or app. I will never slander a Chicago Bulls player, former or now's character.
No, it was incorrect. It was just incorrect.
I do not care.
But you're used to being incorrect. I get it. What were you saying, Chris?
You were incorrect in the finals, weren't you?
Oh my God.
No,
I wasn't actually.
You picked the Golden State Warriors, bro.
Can I just say real quick while y'all going back?
Warriors.
Right. Can you?
What's up, Malika? Oh, now she's muted. See what she did, 808s? Now Malika is talking.
The height of the Oklahoma City Thunder starting lineup like next season. The shortest player is 6'6", so it'll be. And I just want to say real quick. That's why I wanted to come up. I forgot when I came up here. The height of the Oklahoma. They're young, but they're going to be up there. So it'll be interesting seeing how they develop during the season too. They're going to be intriguing to watch.
Can you imagine if they did trade Shea away and Josh Giddey became their starting point guard? They could literally have a lineup 6'8" to 7'3".
Now that's insane.
Like the Monstars come to life, and people don't think Sam Presti is a genius. Like, what do y'all?
No, he is. He's definitely a genius. I had a response to your co-host.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Chris, I think you should stop allowing 808s to co-host with you. He has no idea what he's doing up here.
Is this a public thing, or is this just me?
I would like to just finish. Thank you. I just don't think that you should be allowed to co-host anymore. I think that you've been wrong for so damn long. It just gets tiring, 808s. I know you're super happy with your Chicago Bulls not doing shit, excuse me. But at the end of the day, you are behind me, okay? And you're behind my Celtics, okay? And
hold on.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay, go ahead. Can't even take yourself seriously.
That's the problem. I take myself very serious.
You keep cutting her off. She's laughing because you're proving your point.
Oh my goodness. Listen, all right, those Bulls, y'all not doing shit this year. You didn't do shit last year and the last 5 years, okay? So just focus. Or you're a Dallas
Jason Tatum and
one is
Jaylen Brown are the most talented small forward duo in the NBA and can't do shit together. Like I said, maybe they should be broken up. Anyway, so while you up here saying I've been
do shit together,
I've been right about pretty much everything about the Bulls this season. Hold on. No, because I don't appreciate that. I've been right about everything this entire season. I said the Bulls weren't going to do anything in the playoffs. I said they weren't contenders. And I said Lonzo wasn't going to play more than 40 games. So look what happened.
Well, you did kind of ride the Bulls hard when they were first in the East.
Because they were a top 3 seed for 3 to 4 months at a time, Chris, with a half roster. What I'm not supposed to say.
Let's move on to some Sacramento Kings talk because that's really what the people want. That's what gets the people going. We're talking Sacramento Kings, new head coach, Mike Brown. That's what I'm talking about. New offensive philosophy, new defensive philosophy. Interesting mix of bringing Fox and Monk back together, reunited. Does it feel so good like it did in Kentucky? Bringing in a couple of other key vets. Let's talk to Chewy. What's up, Chewy? Welcome to the show. How are your Kings?
Good morning. Good morning. I appreciate you bringing me up. First time. So I see a lot of big names, a lot of smart people here. So I'm honored to be up on stage with you.
Hey, no, we
ain't that smart. We ain't that smart. You give us too much credit.
Well, you know what? I will go out on a limb here and say that I am smarter than several hosts on TV. There you go. I'll put that out there.
Or at least you put up a better front, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to worry about Mad Dog Russo, right?
So, Yeah, I'm been in Sacramento pretty much my whole life. I don't know if anyone on the spaces today knows what NBA Top Shot is.
I lived on Truxell Ave, Chewy.
Spent way too much money
So
on
nice.
way
I
too
know
much.
Truxell well. I know Arena Boulevard well. Old Arco Arena. We said farewell to that barn earlier this year. And I heard somebody say he spent too much on Top Shot. So I'm lucky enough to be what they call a captain for the Kings. The Top Shot was kind enough to give some funds to 30 people representing the 30 teams around the league. And I was able to take a bus of about 30 people down to Chase Center from Sacramento to go watch the Cali Classic. So we got to see Keegan in person on Saturday, along with the rest of the team, and watch the Heat and Lakers. Heat did not look too good, but again, they're young. And then we watched the Warriors versus the Kings, and we had some Warriors fans come over with us as well, so that was fun. Scottie Pippen was in the row right next to us watching his son, so that was kind of cool watching some ball, not really with him, but he was there, engaging. Davion Mitchell was right next to us, got to take a picture with him. But man, watching Keegan live, again, you take it with a grain of salt because it's summer league, but he impressed, and then the second game on Sunday, he struggled a little bit, but then came back yesterday with a strong game. So yeah, we'll see what happens. A lot of the Kings fans wanted Ivy. I'm sure he'll be pretty damn good. I'll be excited to watch him in Vegas. And I appreciate, was it Malika, I think, saying that we drafted well.
That was it's all because Nick Stauskas put on a Celtics jersey. I'm telling you.
That is not what it is, and you know it's not. I have a lot of love for Sacramento Kings players. They're very good.
Some of them, yeah. Some of them, like Ivy, I think is the kind of guy where he would be good, but then the second that he can leave, would leave the Kings. Whereas so far, just the way that Keegan's been carrying himself, hopefully he would choose to stay. And yeah, we'll see what happens with the Kings. I'm just hoping for a play-in appearance. It's been far too long since the days of the early 2000s, and we deserve it, man. Like the Chase Center yesterday closed up their arena to fans because they weren't getting enough ticket sales. I mean, that's my translation of why. And when the Cali Classic was in Sacramento for years, we sold out every single day. We had Little John concerts out in the concourse. There was nothing that the Kings fans weren't going to show up for. So hopefully that comes back to Sacramento next year.
I kind of hope so. I was been there for when I lived there. I went to Summer League for the Cali Classic, and I'd go to Arco. Also, fun fact: they drafted Dan Dickau.
You got to go back to that.
I love bringing that up. And Thomas Robinson, ladies and gentlemen, he says hello.
Yeah, and Papianis and not Luka.
Papianis and not Luka. I feel bad. I remember the one that got me was when Jason Thompson was drafted 12th overall. Even the Kings colored people, like they could. As a on-air personality, you need to be able to be flexible. They were not ready for Jason Thompson's name being called at a Rider University, and like the look on the face and the recovery was absolutely hilarious. Chewy, we'll get back to you. We got Chris with sports up next, and then F and R Raw. What's up, Chris? How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. How about you? And also I appreciate you having me, and I did shout you out for having like the best spaces out there that I've been on so far. You're doing a great job, and also shout out to everybody else who's in here. Hopefully y'all doing great things. I know you are, but yeah. And
much appreciated. What are your thoughts on Summer League, or what else you want to talk about in regards to
I I haven't seen much games yet, but I did see like a couple highlights from Chet, and like Malika was saying, she was saying some good things, and that's that she took like everything out of my mouth. Like that was, she had some great points, and that's, I feel the same way. And still we still gotta like the guy said before me, I forgot his name, but he said, take it with a grain of salt, because this is like summer league, so we gotta wait to be able to fully evaluate them coming, like when they finally get to go up against the real thing. So that's my take on it. And also speaking on the KD and Kyrie thing, hopefully they stay. Like if they really want to win, their best bet is to stay put. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I don't think they're going to have a real good chance of like winning anything outside of Brooklyn. That's just the way I see it.
Yeah, I think if you this year, you're probably right. Unless you're talking about a trade, possibly at
Right.
trade. Like a lot of people, like one thing Iman is right about, and that's why I kept bringing up the Sixers in this instance. It's going to be a team that isn't really talked about, right? And it's going to be a team that is going to look at their roster if this drags on, which if you read the reports on the hot sheets, the Nets are saying all the right things, that we're willing to wait. If it were to wait and this was a Kawhi scenario, like that opens the doors to like several different teams to just trade for him, as a hired gun to put them over the championship line, and then they just deal with the fallout later. Because, like, really, how many chances and opportunities do you get to win a championship? That's what's going to happen if the Nets wait. If the Nets wait, they're going to get a higher price. That's why I think that he's not going to move unless Kyrie is moved. If he goes in, gets a buyout, or they do this LA trade, I think it changes everything. But right now, I'm with you. I think he stays because there's a better chance of winning.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
So we just gotta wait and see.
All right, appreciate it. I'm gonna shoot you a follow.
Can I do one more thing? Say one more thing.
Absolutely.
And also about the summer league, right? Everybody's like got their eyes on Chet Holmgren and all those other people, but I feel like we should put our notice on Jaden Springer. I feel like he can take that next leap. He looks pretty good out there, also on both ends of the floor. So,
well, that's it. This is his year to shine. Everybody, on the Sixers squad are sophomores, and everybody but him got run. He was injured, so like he needs to do better than 4-12. But more importantly, what they're looking for is for him to be able to run the offense, because the idea is going to be to team him up with DeAnthony Melton, because I think they're going to be looking to move either Korkmaz or Isaiah Joe, trying to add a second round pick or two of them to get another first, because that like they want to trade. Whether it's KD or somebody else, it's pretty apparent that at least Embiid or the front office understand that what they have now might get them to the finals, or might get them to the Eastern Conference Finals, but they want a more sure thing. Appreciate it, Chris. I'm going to move the FNR.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Yeah, and then
Hey,
Buffalo.
Chris.
Yeah, what's up, JF?
I just want to say we did sign Caleb Martin to a 3-year, $20 million contract extension. So shouts out to that man. He deserves it.
Yeah, shout out to both the Martin twins. If you would have told me that this offseason they would both be signing $20+ million deals, I would have called you a liar. I would have said they are here probably for another 4 to 6 years of prime earning. I am happy for them. I thought they were going to get caught into that, like what Andre Drummond just did, like 2 for 6 or 2 for 8 as like MLE type players. Effing Raw Flash, what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep. How you doing?
All right, you can just call me Flash. You don't have to do the whole effing Raw part. But first off, I'm a Sixers fan. So
all right. Look at that. And it sounds like a Sixers fan who ain't gonna hate me. That's my favorite type.
Yeah. But so I think right now the real thing, like, all right, I got to start with Summer League. I think Chet Holmgren could be a bust. That's just my opinion. When I watched him play yesterday, I got a lot of shades of Bull. But he's long, he's a defensive blocker, can put the ball on the floor, shoot the three. But that's just my analysis of it. And I think for Philly right now, the most important thing for us to do is to watch Summer League, because assuming James Harden signs a, let's say, 3-year, 35, 37, somewhere in that range, then we're kind of strapped for cash. So either we're signing vet minimums or we're going with the rookies we have. So I believe we're probably looking at Jaden Springer like a lot heavier in this Summer League, especially since we put the ball in his hands on the last play of the game. And if we do trade for KD, then I think Springer would probably be that Maxey kind of esque replacement and try and use him like how we used Maxey in his rookie year.
I agree. I think there's some nuance that you might be missing a little bit. Part of the reason why he's getting the ball is everybody else there already got run, and the majority of people are now known commodities, and they need to figure out really quick if he's going to be able to be that secondary ball handler for that Maxey transition role. They haven't come out and said it. I've said it multiple times. Like the package won't change unless a third team comes in. It's Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, Matisse Thybulle, possibly Paul Reed, and multiple first-round picks after they suss out multiple picks with their young guys. Like, does it happen? Looks like no, but I'm never going to count it out because it's the only consistent package.
I'm just happy we're not really on the radar right now.
Same.
We're kind of flying in the shadows, so I'm good with that.
But Jaden's going to have to do two things, and these are problems that he had in college, and it didn't help that he missed time last year due to injury. He needs to slow down when he moves into his shot. He ends up rushing if he's doing a shot off the dribble, and he does a really bad job of televising his passes when he goes to the left. If he passes straight or right, it's fine. But he's got this hesitation when it comes to the left, and the pass is actually slower. That's where he gets the majority of his turnovers. Appreciate it, Flash. Happy that you stayed up here, and I appreciate the patience. I want to give some shout-outs down below. Shout out Bad Guy, another Sixers fan who actually likes me. It's a rare bunch. Shout out Alex Kraus, ladies and gentlemen. Comms and pubs over at Kush Comms in Normal, Canada. Darling Nikki is in the building, a dope Warriors fan. And unfortunately for her, an Oakland Athletics fan, the A's are still not doing as well as my Orioles, who are horrible. So shout out to her. Viral Nico in the house, always happy. He's up here, always supporting not just myself, but every content creator in the community. I see Dylan. If you want a Pacific Northwest podcast, that's your guy. He covers all of the Pacific Northwest, Seahawks, Trailblazers, Mariners. Make sure you tap in. All right, I'll get some more on the way out the door. I do want to give a shout out to somebody who's not in the room. That's our friend Chi, head of GameFlow. That's @_GameFlow. That's the pickup card game. He's not here today because he's living his dream, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what the pickup card game is, I urge you to remember Pick Up Card Game Slam Goods, so you can Google it later and pick up a copy. If you've ever played Tunk, if you played Spades, if you played War, imagine that type of competition mixed in with like a trading card game centered around basketball and dice. Like, it's addictive. You will love it. And it's $25. Black owned, Black operated, and they support the community that they are serving by sponsoring different tournaments this summer across the league and a lot of these street ball tournaments. So pick up card game, slamgoods.com is where you can find that. All right, so there's your reset. We got one person up on stage who's yet to speak, and that is our friend Buffalo Soldier. We're going to bring him aboard. He's going to tell us his thoughts on Chet Holmgren or anybody else here in Summer League, and then we'll send it back up to 808s. Maybe Danny comes back up here so she can run some interference because for whatever reason, he's a little bit cantankerous. Maybe he needs to partake in some more medicinal acts. I don't know. Buffalo, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. You can hear me well?
Yep, we got you.
All right, cool. Good morning, everyone. So in regards to Summer League, man, I say this literally every single year after the draft. I'll be like, man, I'm gonna watch every single summer league game. I can't wait. You know, these games are gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see these rookies play.
Ain't no
And then
daddy
you
ain't making
watch,
no eggs.
and then you watch the first 5 to 10
Yo,
minutes.
I gotta say, Chris, man, that's gonna live in infamy. I'm
You
gonna
know,
cut
Daddy
that
ain't
out,
making
and
no
that's
eggs.
gonna be a sound drop. You know, Daddy don't make no eggs. I love it.
Hell no.
Go ahead, Buffalo.
Hey, he's funny as hell. No, but yeah, I mean, I say this every single year, man. I'll be like, man, I can't wait to watch Summer League, and I watch 5 minutes, and I'll be like, yeah, I don't want to watch it anymore. But I've been watching, obviously I watched Chet Holmgren last night, and I think obviously, yeah, you can't take too much into it. But for me, when I watch Summer League and I watch these reviews, I also actually like to watch, where are they going to get their buckets? Like, how are they going to score? Like, where's their role in the NBA? And I kind of saw it last night. I never thought he was going to be a guy that was going to be, back to the basket and all that stuff. And I'm just glad that no one going to Oklahoma City, they're going to let him play the game he wants to play, bring the ball up the court and all that stuff. At Gonzaga, they didn't really let him do that too much. He kind of played a more traditional 4-5 role. He brought it up sometimes, but not as much as he did last night. And I really liked what I saw, man. I like the fact that he could take guys off the dribble. His handle looked really, really nice. He's wrapping around his back, off no dribbles. Got a nice little pull-up three-point shot. So I thought he looked well. But the guy I think that really impressed me was Jalen Williams. I really, really liked what I saw of Jalen Williams. And even though Ousmane Dieng didn't shoot the ball the best, I think I saw his role as well and what he could be. And I think Jalen Williams was a real one for me. He looked super athletic, super comfortable with the ball in transition, got height, could defend it. I really like what I saw from Jalen Williams. But yeah, I mean, I also don't want to ascribe to the fact that Chet Holmgren all of a sudden is going to put on 15 or 20 pounds like once he gets in the NBA weight room. Some guys' body type are just their body type. Like they're going to get more strength, but I don't think in terms of pounds it's going to be that. But I like what I saw from Chet Holmgren though, for the most part.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think naturally, though, he's going to gain 15, 20 pounds over the course of 4 or 5 years, right? Like a lot of people assume that they're going to work miracles like shoving weight gainer down his throat. Like it doesn't work that way. Like if he was going to gain weight that way, he already would have gained weight. So what they'll primarily do is attack the core, attack upper leg strength, so that they can lower the risk of injuries of a lower back. They'll work around with a lot of Pilates, dynamic stretching, so that they can strengthen his knees, and they'll prepare him for that natural bulking up process. They're really good at what they do. What's up, Buffalo?
Yeah, no, I got a quick question though. This has brought it to my attention. So like when I see a lot of these NBA guys working out now, in terms of maybe except for like Giannis and a couple of other people, I don't see a lot of like heavy weight training. You know what I'm saying? Like I see a lot of plyometrics, band work, all shit that is effective. But in terms of like hardcore like weights, curls, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't see NBA players do too much of that. Would you agree with that testimony?
I like they don't do like heavy free weights. It's really, but they have individual trainers. They'll do a program, and they don't want to add unnecessary bulk. So the lower the weight, the less bulk you create, right? Most of them, the most common heavy usage of weights is your squats. But even then, like they've been getting away from using, static squat machines and encompassing like the use of kettlebells, our dynamic, the bands that can go up to like 350 pound, worth of tension and torque. Because when you're doing it that way and you get a more full body range of motion, you have a less chance of injury. So like it's an interesting league because I think a lot of people say this, but they don't really understand what they mean by saying this. Head to toe, there is no better athlete in general than a professional NBA player, right? Like across the board athleticism, nobody tops them. Now, you have outliers in individual sports that can top some of them, maybe even all of them. But generally speaking, when you're looking at an NBA basketball player versus any other professional or high amateur level, because of the Olympics, like they tend to grade out on everything well across the board. Like you think of Bo Jackson or Randy Moss or Javon Curse, they're midgets in this world, right? And they are now realizing that just because they're large doesn't mean they need to train like the NFL. And, since LeBron has been in the league spending money on his body, you've seen a gradual change that's actually now being more progressive as these younger players come up dealing with injuries from especially overuse. So now they're getting the same type of training and treatment like Spencer Dinwiddie got, or they're getting the same type of treatment that D Wade got that was, advanced 10 years ago, but it's actually commonplace now. So we're going to see a more holistic approach, and we're going to start seeing more people spend more money on their body to extend their career and earning potential, a la LeBron, if that answers your question.
I definitely did. I just think about a guy like LaMelo
All right.
Ball. You said what?
I was just asking if I was going out or if you were in the blender.
Oh, no, I can't. Yeah, I was just saying, I just don't be seeing him real heavyweight. But I understand what you're saying in terms of, the holistic and it's better for the body and movement and stuff like that. But I just feel like, a good old dumbbell never hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? Growing up, that's how, I thought of it. But I understand what you're coming from.
Oh, yeah, he'll use dumbbells. There'll be rows, there'll be, flies with the dumbbells, and they'll get that in. It's just they're not going to necessarily use it to bulk up unnecessarily. That's all. All right, 808's what she got, and we'll go to Malaya after you.
Yeah, real quick. The Chicago Sky and the Minnesota Lynx tip off in about maybe 20 minutes right now. And Minneapolis, like I said earlier, this is the last matchup between Candace Parker and Sylvia Fowles. So you need to be watching it. It's on NBA TV. It's if you're in Chicago, it's on CW26. If you are in Canada, it is on NBA TV Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check.
Well, while you're double checking, let me ask.
NBA TV Canada, yes, that's correct.
Let me ask a question. I think Chicago wins, so we're not going to ask that. Who wins the matchup? In the final matchup, who wins the matchup? Candace Parker or Cynthia Fowles? Not about the team winning. Who wins this individual matchup one-on-one? Points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, etc.
Honestly, I don't know. I think they both go 15 plus, 7 plus rebounds, couple assists. But Candace being, not necessarily a post player, but, kind of can do a little bit of everything. And, Sil being mostly a post player. I think Candace will have the upper hand, but you never know. Like Minnesota, like I've been saying all season, they're a lot better than what their record says they are. They're not truly a 7-15 team. And I think, given the right push, they can make a push for the playoffs. But do I think it'll happen? Probably not, but it's possible. Anything's possible in this league.
I'm going to call 18-11 with 3 blocks for Cynthia Fowles, and I'm going to call 16 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists for Candace Parker.
That's Sylvia, sir. Sylvia. Thank you.
But I don't think Candace. I mean, she's been on triple double watch the last couple games. I think she had like 12, 7, and 5 at the half against the last game. I can't remember who he played. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's the last matchup. They've known each other their entire lives practically. I mean, going back to college, high school, all those days. So it's gonna be a good game. I'll be live tweeting as well. You can follow along. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me today.
All right. Make sure you shoot 808 to follow. He's building a name and a brand for healthcare, and it's getting really good. What's up, Danny?
You hear that?
And look out for Aerial Powers. If she comes out playing like a dog today, y'all might be in trouble.
Why is Danny always rooting for the ops? It's just nasty.
I'm just looking for. I didn't say if I'm rooting cantankerous. I said look out for Aerial Powers.
People dropped 32 points.
And she did drop 32 points on us. So she got that dog. If she really playing aggressive, she might be the change maker that they need to push them ahead, hopefully push them forward, hopefully get into the playoffs.
Hey, yo, Danny, you worry about the Lynx. How about you worry about pushing Asia forward in the fourth quarter? Give her some more shots.
I didn't even mention anything about your sky. I'm trying to be nice and respectful to
my sky is nice and blue. Ain't no clouds.
I am not going to fall into your hole of destruction where you love to live. Okay? So stop.
She's
Okay.
calling you out, man. Like,
I
stop
know you unhappy. You
Michael
need
of
a
the
hug. I'll
the
call
W.
you. I got your number. I'll call you if you need some love. I'll give you some sister love. I got you.
Hey, what I need to know when we get this Damo and 808s one-on-one. That's what I need to know.
Listen, I hit the group chat this morning. Is Evan still in here? No, he's not. But they've been ducking smoke. I said, "Yo, what's good Friday? You know, I got a half a day."
You tell me I got to reach out to Damo on the private line.
You might have to because they ducking smoke. I done sent 2 text messages in the group chat.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna tell
And
Damo.
we all live less than 20 minutes away from each other, so I don't know what's going on.
I'm gonna tell Damo you said he ducking. We'll get this worked out. Malaya, final take, Malaya. How you doing?
I'm doing good, Chris. You know, we started up the day a little bit different, but you know, it's all good, me and you, Chris. But anyways, I want to say Candace Parker is the GOAT, straight facts for me, you know, always will be. And 2, I was actually wrong with, you know, Michael Jordan is an a-hole. On the court, out the court, as an owner, to me, he's the worst that ever did it as an owner. Just saying. I'm that oily, you know, because I am a Warrior, but I am a LaMelo Ball supporter.
He's
And I
not
feel
the
like he's
worst
done
owner
it.
in history. That is not the case.
He is the worst owner in NBA history,
No, he's
Malika. You
not.
know
No,
that's
he's
true.
not.
Stop lying.
They've been worse. They've been
Anyways.
worse owners.
I knew, like, he's
Okay, hold
The
up.
owner
Okay,
before him.
can I finish? Can I finish, Malika, please? Please, can I finish? Thank you. Anyways, yes, I can't stand Michael Jordan, okay? Okay, he's the greatest player to ever do it. I'm gonna give him his flowers with that. But as an owner and as a human being outside of dang court, he is an a-hole. And if you watch The Last Dance, he was calling his own teammate a hoe. Like law. If he called me that, we was gonna scrap. But it's okay. You know what, Malika, if you is an MJ fan, I understand the man's the GOAT, okay, as a player. But everything else...
Oh, no. We're not going to
Hold on. Can I just say what I'm just saying? I gave him his flowers. He's the GOAT as the player.
Stuff off the court. The problem is he ain't like LeBron out there front running and chasing and getting props. He does a lot of great stuff. He just donates money quietly. He does it like your parents are supposed to. Like my parents told me. He does a lot of money. He got a lot of clinics in North Carolina that his family donates money to. Just because he's an ass or a dick to fans, he's just a private person. His parents raised him right. You don't have to flaunt shit all the time.
I'm not saying
you can be a person. He's a private person. I respect that about him. No, we're gonna slander my husband now. Come on.
What? Okay, all right.
See, I knew this was gonna happen. Like, Michael Jordan is not the worst owner in the NBA. Like, there are several who have been worse. I will just say, anytime you can put a Mr. Sterling in a position of power and wealth generation as an owner in a professional sports league, that kind of trumps the cheapness in terms of spending on his team of Michael Jordan. Like, I get a lot of people.
I got you. Donald Sterling was a racist asshole. Okay, but anyways, Danny, you know that man married. So, what, you the side marriage? Is you the side marriage?
Yes,
is you that?
Wait, as somebody who was professing her love for Jason Tatum, at least she's professing her love for the.
I broke up with Jason.
Yeah, you might have broke up with Jason, but he's still on your mind, and we got no more time for that. So we're gonna move on.
I don't mind being
we gonna move on because we ain't delving into this. That's just bad juju. We'll go to Malika though, so she can respond, and then Malaya will respond to Malika. We'll get JFK and CJ in here. Go ahead, Malika.
I just want to say, like, the comment about what happened in practice. Yeah, the Bulls practice. They've been, talk for years that the practices were crazy. But have you ever seen Kobe in practice in those videos? I just think that when it comes to, like, teammates in practice, things are said in practice that the public necessarily doesn't see. But was MJ a nice person? Fuck no. I'm an MJ fan. I've been an MJ fan since I was 12 years old. I know who my favorite player is. He's not a nice person. Yes, he is an a-hole. But at the same time, when it comes to like people don't know, he actually was the main donor for an all black male school in 2002 in Chicago. Nobody knows he did that. Nobody knows all the money he donates to education programs in North Carolina and Chicago. You gotta, I know what he does. I think there has to be like a public listing of the donation or something for legal reasons, because there's usually one posts for legal reasons and then it disappears for a little while. He does a lot of stuff. The most public thing he did was the 9/11 donation of his salary and the $100 million donation he did recently with the Jordan brand. But other than that, a lot of his donations have been private. Oh, and the centers, the medical centers he's worked with Norvant to open in North Carolina.
That was
Like
10.
they're up to 4. So he does do things. I just think that he's not, he's not LeBron where he's going to be public about it. He's very private, and I respect it. But he was an asshole. I'm not going to deny that. But I just also, I really came up here to say tomorrow I am having a room with some Laker fans. Laker Takes, who writes for he writes Lakers stuff, and for Hoop Spaces Ryan, Chris is second in command for Hoop Spaces, as we talk about because he's a Laker fan. We're going to talk about what's common and what is different between, and we're also going to do a deep dive in They Call Me Magic, because Magic documentary was interesting, and we're gonna talk about Cookie, we're gonna talk about Magic. We're going to talk about Winning Time, because I felt like the first episode was so similar. It was like, what is he talking about, right? But we're going to do a deep dive, and it'll be available forever. So even if you can't join, you can listen to it after. But it's tomorrow night at 8, and I'll put it up on the Jumbotron just so you have access to it. So my
Mike,
notes will be in effect, and I'm excited, and we're going to do that. Malaya, I love you, but yeah, and not just Donald Sterling. They have been worst owners in the NBA. I would say, right, his cheapness is the problem, but there are worse owners in the NBA. And the
well,
team he took over before him was even cheaper.
he
So, but that's what I would say.
he has spent $5 million of his own money on 3 separate occasions for philanthropy.
Okay.
But
Okay, can I say something, Chris, real quick before you go to CJ? I just want to say, okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I realize, yes, he has donated. Yes, he did. Okay, I'm sorry, Danny. I'm sorry that I disrespected. No, I don't care for Michael Jordan. I'm sorry I disrespected your husband. Okay, girl. Or, you might say baby daddy. I got you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Malika. I had to be. I'm sorry.
I get the dislike. I will say that I get the dislike, but I think that he does things that he doesn't expose what he does, but it doesn't discount that he can be. He can be like, if I met him, I wouldn't try to get an autograph. I know better, and I'll just leave it at that.
We're gonna push it away because we should have never got here in the first place. It goes into that little plastic, dustbin. We're sweeping it up. We are now dumping it into the kitchen trash can.
But Jordan is a part of the NBA, though. It is part.
There you go. Like we swept it up in the dustbin. We picked up the dustbin and we have dumped it into the trash can. The one in the kitchen that has the fragrance, because apparently people weren't happy with regular freaking trash bags. We're going to go to CJ and JFK. I'm going to try to sneak Bankai in here, and then we're going to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen, so that I can go ahead and prep and get ready for today at 3 p.m. for Brother from Another. I'll be on there with all Nat. I saw girl Nat Fluential and Iman Adan as they do the Hoopstresses takeover. So if you happen to come in here and you're late, no problem. Head over to YouTube sometime today. And type in Hoop Spaces, and you'll see the channel. Click on that and hit a subscribe button. And through the power of audiolabs.io, it will magically be produced and deposited on YouTube, so you can catch this show there as well. And there's more stuff to come. Just like CJ's about to say something.
I just wanted to say that I was gonna hype up you being on Brother from Another because I'm actually juiced to watch that, and I'm gonna make sure that I either have it somehow recorded or at least make sure that I'm tuning in. I have a question about your appearance though on there, Chris. Are you gonna get off any food takes, or are you gonna talk strictly basketball?
No, I am there to make the host job as easy as possible. So like I will do what they ask me to do. That is what I will do. If they bring up food, maybe. If they don't, nope. I know I'll be talking NBA free agency and some other things that haven't really been in the headlines due to KD and Kyrie.
Okay, and then just one last thing I want to say about Summer League is that the other name that hasn't really been mentioned, but that I'm intrigued to see, is Jaden Hardy. It's going to be interesting to see what he does in Vegas. I'm curious to see, how Dallas decides to utilize him in Summer League, whether he's going to be the lead ball handler, and just interested to see what he displays on the floor. But that's it, Chris. Appreciate you having me up today.
Absolutely. Make sure you check out the Unathletic Pod. I too am unathletic. I too do not, though, have a pod. I should. Somebody told me that, but I don't. Yeah.
Chris, you're slipping. You need to give the people what they want, which is you on a pod.
Yeah, there's so many good pods out there. Shout out to some good pods like Off the Glass. It's a dope pod. Check it out. JFK, what you got?
Yeah, I just wanted touch up on the Caleb Martin situation. I think it's a great contract. You're giving him about $6.6 million a year. That's a lot better coming from us paying Ryan Anderson $5 million a year. And he was nowhere to be seen. I don't know where he lives now. But it's a great pickup. I think this makes up for the lack of movement going on in free agency. And I think Pat Riley is showing the initiative that we still move regardless of what these stars are going to decide for their future. And I think it's a wonderful pickup, especially a security blanket, just knowing that the market is a little bit thin for wing guards, especially with that size. And Caleb Martin is just peaking right now. So he's definitely going to show a great improvement in the next coming years, especially when he's able to have somebody like a Nikola Jovic at the stretch four, being able to clear the middle for him so he can take off what he does regularly. He's also going to be able to get his open shots. I think what the Heat are doing is retooling exactly what they had in the number one seed in the East, and just getting rid of age, and I guess you can say shortness, and coming on and picking up more size and more offense ability. I think people may think us losing PJ Tucker is going to admit to us, being more of a lesser of a defense, but I think that's false. I think with us still having Gabe Vincent, still having certain people there to control it, I think our defense is still going to be formidable. I don't see Nikola Jovic being a defensive liability like a Duncan Robinson for sure. I think the length is definitely going to give him some advantage. And if you just look at the summer league game that he just had,
got a lamb.
Yeah,
running out of time.
Oh my bad. And just that summer league game that he had, it's just the offensive reboundings that he was getting. It just shows a lot. It's very promising. So that's all I really had. Appreciate it, Chris.
All right. Bonkai, you literally have 60 seconds.
Well, you look at that. I finally was able to come up. I'm excited to watch the Knicks on the 8th. I'm excited to see Gene Montero. More specifically, I find him very intriguing. And congratulations to you, Chris. That's it.
All right, appreciate it. And thank you to everybody for congratulations. 3:00 is when the show starts. They'll have Marcus Thompson talking free agency and Warriors. I will be on after him. I want to leave you with this one truth, okay? Like, no matter where you are in life, coleslaw is elite.
I knew it was going to be something about some dang on coleslaw. I knew it.
Appreciate everybody for stopping by. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful hump day. Coleslaw
is gross.
It is not mayo covered lettuce. Do not listen to the detractors. They are leading you astray. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. We'll recap some Summer League, We'll talk a little bit of W All-Star, and we'll talk about, I guess, me being on TV. Hope you're proud, Mom. See you later. Bye.